One question I heard from Hital, that is good, that what is the difference between a customer and an end user? Okay.
Yep.
And as per Babok, this is a very important question, right? That who is a customer, who is an end user? And generally, Babok definitions are also applicable in our real industry day-to-day world, quite a few concepts. Now, let's take an example of an everyday product that we use, right? So let's say we are manufacturing a toothpaste. So let's say we are Unilever, okay? And we are, let's say, manufacturing a Colgate or something toothpaste. Who is the end user of the toothpaste?
The one who uses the toothpaste, like we, whereas the customer, I think it would be like for the all the parties who come between the manufacturer until the end user, like your wholesaler, retailer, regional, I mean, whoever are helping to reach that toothpaste from the moment it got manufactured till the end user. So all those are customer, and whereas the end user is someone who is actually utilizing that particular product or leveraging, I mean, sorry, using that particular service. So that is the end user.
Okay. Anyone else has any other view? That's nice. Gaurav.
Any person who buys the product is a customer. Unilever. And,
okay, and who's end user then? Same person, right?
Well, that customer can be end user, because if he's working with the Unilever and he's using, I mean, he's using or he's doing some work within within Unilever, working with the application or something, then he or she is the end user as well.
Okay, we'll come to the answer of this. Okay, let's change the scenario a little bit, and let's say that we are producing a regulatory report for FCA, Financial Conduct Authority, which is a regulator in the UK. We are producing, a bank is producing a report for FCA. Who would be the end user? Who would be the customer of the report?
So the customer is FCA is the customer.
FCA.
Customer is FCA, okay. Who is the end user then? Is FCA also the end user?
FCA, I mean, first, I think we need, a little bit confused. As far as my information goes, is that any person who is working in organization and is working with, or she's working with some kind of, if they are working in an organization, so they are end users. Like, so there's a business analyst, project manager, manager, different stakeholders. So one of the stakeholder is end user as well.
Sandeep, please can you note it? Syed gets 10 out of 10 today, and he is a front runner already in that brownie hamper. Please put that down, because I'm going to now put the definition, and let's see if the definition actually helps all of you on the chat. So end user is usually the internal stakeholder to check the requirement for both functional is behavioral application, the behavior of the system or the capability, and non-functional requirement, which means they check the quality aspects. Now, in this report, let's say you are supposed to send 10,000 trade information, normal trade information that you are sending. Okay, trade, price, quantity, who is the counterparty, that information. Now, in the report that you're sending to FCA, you have sent the report, but all of your counterparty information is wrong. What is the problem with the report? In one word, what is the problem with the counterparty information being wrong?
Not complying.
Not compliant, right? Now, if you're not compliant, what will FCA do with that bank? Will they invite them to lunch, dinner? What will they do?
They will fine.
They will fine, right?
Yeah.
So any
Yes.
aspect where the quality is compromised or the behavior of functionality is not addressed, where the organization is supposed to be penalized, that last person in the organization is the end user. Okay, so the end user is not only internal to the organization mostly, but is the person who is liable to ensure that the requirement for both functionality as well as quality is not compromised. Priyanka, what do you mean by quality? Functionality is quality, right? What
Yes,
is
the outcome of the of anything, like quality means the, what do you say, like, I don't know how to explain, like the quality is good or bad, so basically the outcome should be good. That's what my understanding is.
Yeah, so the definition of quality, very important, right? It comes in the interview question, guys.
Okay.
Quality, what is the definition of quality? Quality is fit for purpose. What is the meaning of quality? It is fit for purpose. All right, Priyanka.
Yes, fit for purpose, fine.
All right. Now let me come back to this Colgate. So the toothpaste that you have kind of manufactured has fluoride. Okay, has fluoride. Looks good when it comes out of the tube, but causes a skin reaction. Are you happy with the product?
No.
So
Not
what
fit
is
for
happening? It's not fit for purpose, right? So
Yeah,
quality
fit
is
for-
affected. Now
Yes.
you have prepared the toothpaste. Okay, it comes out when you open the tube. It comes out. However, right at the end where there is a crim, right? The crim is the tapering of the tube, right? The flat end of the tube that has a leak. So it's coming out from two places. Are you happy? Both places the toothpaste is coming out from?
No.
No.
So the quality is not up to the standard.
मम्मी का नेट मैं यूज कर रहा हूँ अभी फोन मेरे पास है बोल देना
Okay,
Right.
that is noted.
You
That
should
is
be,
noted. All right.
you should
So,
be happy, Priyanka. You don't even have to open the toothpaste. You can just press it and it will come out from the back.
yeah, that's what I was saying. That people will be happy, right? You don't even have to open it.
Lazy people like me will be happy.
Right. So the end users in this case is usually the quality assurance team. Ethel, the quality assurance team, the people who are doing user acceptance testing, they are end users.
So
Okay.
basically the end users are the person inside the organization who gives a final check on the product, whether it is
Yes.
quality or any aspect of the product.
Yes.
Correct.
However,
Mm-hmm.
now see, I'm going to give you the definition of customer. Customer, as Sayyad said, is the person who's paying for it. Okay, is the person who is paying for the product. Okay, for the product or service, and usually is external to the organization. Okay, to the organization, he or she is external. However, in certain cases, okay, remember, in certain cases, please write this definition down. He or she may be same as end user. Now let's go back to the example of the report. Now let's say the report is not to be sent to any regulator. The report is only for management reporting. So it is for internal to the bank, and it is consumed by the senior directors and the board of directors to the bank. Then who is the customer? If
Someone
I'm
say
not
it.
sending the report out, who is the customer then?
FCA.
Priyanka will tell.
Oh,
Priyanka, who is the customer? I'm not sending the report anywhere, right? Internal management wants this report.
mhm.
Okay. The quality assurance team only is the.
Yes, exactly. So in this case, the end user who's checking the fitness for purpose and the behavior and functionality and the person who's paying for it are the same people.
Yeah.
Now another clue I will tell you, when you are attending the BA exams, customer is sometimes, but sometimes, okay, not always, synonymous with the sponsor. Now, usually the person who has the wallet makes the final call. Priyanka, let's say someone needs in your house an electronic gadget. The person does not have the freedom to buy that gadget. That person thinks, right? Let's say your hubby thinks that he has the freedom that I can buy a gadget or something like that. That's not true. The purse is controlled by you.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
who has got the
completely
money,
Gadget.
you know, to buy
He
the
can-
product? Who has got the money to buy the product? He will be the,
Yes,
he or she
because
will be the.
he can get the gadget, but he won't get dinner. He won't get lunch. Okay, so you are
Priyanka is
controlling.
extremely happy. You made her extremely happy, Chiranpal.
I know, I know. So that person might think that he or he is the sponsor, but he is not actually. All right. So that person is sometimes the customer also, but not necessarily always the sponsor is the customer. Sometimes the sponsor can be an internal sponsor also, who has the money to spend right on the project, and the customer is usually the person who is external to the organization. That can also happen. All right. So Hetal, you are clear in your mind. Everyone else is clear.
I think just
Customers.
repeat. I think Fitz have just joined. If you could repeat the definition again,
Fitz.
just one more
Yes,
time.
Yeah.
morning. Very
Morning.
sorry to
problem
be
at all.
late.
No problem at all.
On Sundays, I take my son out to football, so I have to come in a bit late.
That's okay. You can buy us a beer in the evening. That's fine. You can be late.
So, thank you.
We'll go for pub hopping in central London.
Oh yeah, that'll be nice. Thank you.
So we were discussing fields. Hetal had this question, a very interesting question that in the slide she read the difference between the customer and the end user. So here we have clarified this, that end user is usually the internal stakeholder who checks the requirement for both functional as well as non-functional requirement. The moment you see non-functional, it is always quality aspects, and quality means fitness for purpose. Customer is the person who is paying for the product or service and usually is external to the organization. However, in certain cases, he or she may be same as the end user. So in the example of the toothpaste, the end user is the quality control department of the organization. So for if the toothpaste is being produced by Unilever quality control and inspection team are the end users. However, the customers are external to the organization. The customers are the buyer, the retail customers or the industrial buyers who are buying the toothpaste at the end of the day. Okay. Now there was another example that we discussed. It's all right. That was from a banking perspective. So let's say the FCA, the Financial Conduct Authority, which is the UK regulator, asked for a particular report. Now that report consists normal trade information, counterparty information. The team which is producing that from the bank is the end user. So the banks, all the stakeholders who are checking whether the report is comprehensive, whether it is accurate, whether it is timely produced, those are the people who are end users. And who is the customer? The customer is FCA, because FCA is the person for whom we are producing the report. Now, if there are any issues with the report, whose collar will we catch hold of? Weber, we will catch hold of FCA collar. Will we catch hold of FCA's collar? No.
No.
We can't, right? So we can only catch hold of the collar of the people on the signatories to the report, right? So the signatories to the report usually are the directors who are internal to the organization. So they are the end users. All right. Any other questions from yesterday, guys? Otherwise we'll move to the slides. We will do a few slides today. We wanted to do a few slides.
Yeah. Just one question, may not just in a generic way. Like I understand, first two session would be first 2 weekend will be dedicating for BA, and then followed by the rest 2 weekends it would be on the Scrum. And then like I have also opted for SQL training, right? So what I understand is basically by mid of August or by 3rd week of August we'll be completing the entire course. So
last week of August, Gaurav, because you're doing the SQL bit as well.
Yes, yes. Okay, last week. Okay. So, and then for, I mean, for me, I think as we discussed, the second level of BA exam is suitable for me, which requires about 50 hours of training, right? So, what I believe is maybe in the month of September, I can opt for this exam. So, so for that, I mean, I was trying to Google and see that. So, whatever understanding I got is we can choose the examination date as per our availability, and then so just even so for that, if suppose you think that right away right now all of us should think and plan accordingly, so it would be really helpful. Like I think
Yeah.
we have to go to some center and do
Yeah.
the
So,
testing. So
as of now, Gaurav, what I would concentrate is just think about that the timeline for writing the exam, earliest one, is sometime around mid-August, earliest. From mid-August, so sometime in September is what you should be planning for your exams. But right now, if you think so much into the future, the present might be lost. Okay, so what we will have to do is just plan for the future, that in August mid or August end is when you can write an examination. But it is a long way away, right? The examination is a long way away. I mean, we have not even touched the tip of the iceberg. Okay, so for now, next 2-3 weekends, just be with the flow. Just
okay.
do only do whatever we tell you. Don't think too much extra, because if you think too much extra, what happens is we try climb a few steps of the ladder and then there is a tendency to fall. While you're okay to plan, you're absolutely okay to plan, Gaurav, but don't think so much of the exam. Don't put pressure on your mind. Go with the flow. Okay, that will be our advice. Sandeep, what do you
Okay,
say?
yes.
Going with the
Yeah,
flow is important.
100%. I mean, just be with the flow for now, and then rest will fall in place. We'll help you in handhold you and exposure to the various bits as and when it comes.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
So everything is taken
Okay.
care for you. Okay.
Chirantan, so just to once again clear my my understanding between the end user and customer, we can also say that a customer can be an end user, because a customer can be an a member internal organization or an external member as well. But an end user can never be a customer.
End user can also be a customer if
Yeah,
that
but
end user is actually paying for it.
Hmm.
However,
Okay.
there are
Hmm.
sometimes if the customer is
Hmm.
external to the organization, the end user can never be customer. That's how you have to
Okay,
think.
so end user will always be internal of an organization. However, the customer can be an internal member or an external member.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Whosoever is paying is a customer.
Thank you.
Whosoever is checking the
Yeah.
quality generally is the end user, and they
And
can be the same
okay.
sometimes. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
No
No
problem.
problem. So I will now be sharing the screen, guys. Okay, we'll just do a little bit of slides because it's important to show you a few things on the slide. So just let me know when you can start seeing. Are you able to see now?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we can see.
Okay, so what is business analysis then? Okay, let's bring up the definition of business analysis. Can you read it once?
Business analysis is the practice of enabling change in an enterprise by defining needs and recommending solutions that deliver value to the stakeholders.
Excellent, excellent. Now let's see who is a business analyst. So who is a business analyst? Is a person responsible for eliciting actual needs of stakeholders. What is the difference, guys, between eliciting and requirements gathering? Anyone knows what is the difference between requirements elicitation and requirements gathering? Some of the tenured BAs here, some of the entry-level BAs. Requirements elicitation and requirements gathering. What's the difference?
Meaning,
I'll
meaning.
just
Let's go on. Carry on. I have.
no,
Yeah.
sir. No, sir. You can go on. I was just trying to explain what I understood. Like eliciting is just see, a requirement gathering is you can gather the requirement whether it is relevant or not. Eliciting is just to be the requirement which is important, which is useful, and eliminating those requirements which are not in use for the purpose.
Okay. What else?
Anybody else? Thanks, April.
Thanks. That's nice. Sayed?
I think, yeah, sorry. Just I would like that, I mean, whenever I happen to interact with the users, so they really have come up with lot many requirements or lot many needs. So just to figure out which are the relevant one, or which is something which it is like good to have or must to have features sort of thing. So suppose like what I have been practicing till now, like I can share that with you. Whenever I receive any requirement, then I just try to understand whether it is a regulatory requirement, whether it is a industry, a market requirement, or else it is a very specific to the client. Okay. So what is the actual need? I mean, why the client is raising this? Like why the client needs that? Why it is a blockage for the client? So we have to brainstorm that particular thing, and then we have to consider whether that requirement is actually a need or not.
So what are you doing there? Are you gathering or elicitation?
Elicitation, I think. Like we gather, but at the same time, we try to analyze why this requirement in first place it
It's
is
relevant.
coming.
Okay. Same like Hetal, what just Hetal has said in different words. Okay.
Yes.
Anybody else? Sayed, you're leading the pack. What's happening?
Yeah. I was looking for
Interview
meaning of
question this is.
as far as I understand, elicitation is gathering requirement. Elicitation.
Yeah, I think his internet is a bit topic. So guys, the requirements, elicitation and gathering are the same thing. Okay. These they are just interchangeably used by Babok. There is no difference between requirements gathering and requirements elicitation. Right. So while it seems that requirements elicitation is something which where you are trying to do a little bit more implicit requirements, gathering also does the same thing. Okay, Gaurav. So implicit means if the stakeholder has not explicitly mentioned it, if there are hidden attributes, you try to ask a few questions, right? Leading questions. That what is the intended usage? Where are you planning to do it? What is the frequency? Where will the data come from? What is the intended usage of the data? Gathering also does the same thing.
That is generally a BA. That's why BA is there to ask those questions, right? Regardless of whatever words you're using.
Okay, so this slide is very important. Sandeep, please, if I may request you,
Yeah.
you can just
grab a.
Okay, a screen share and then.
Yeah.
Okay, now very important. So this we are going to skip. Okay, I mean, what are the different types of requirement? Because I want to show you. This one is very important as well, guys. This is the bread and butter from the first weekend. This slide is very important from the first weekend. That what are the different types of stages of a project, and can BAs get involved in every stage? Okay, so now look at this pre-project analysis. Now, in this pre-project analysis, have you heard about pre-sales BAs? Pre-sales. Who has heard about pre-sales? Anyone knows what is pre-sales?
Yeah, I mean, I was a bit part of pre-sales BA, so like we need to like initially I was working for a product-based finance company. So over there, like there are in BA there are two segregation: pre-sales and post-sales. So pre-sales BA, they will basically try to they will fill up the RFP. They will try to match the requirements of the client versus the features and functionality they have, and with the minimum and suppose there are some workaround that they will propose. And in pre-sales, basically it's on a very high level. They will discuss about the features, the functionality, how the system would look like on a very high level. So so in order to bid any particular deal, so I think the various pre-sales I mean various companies, they come up with their and they showcase their product, And once it has been, I mean, we receive the project, so the post sales team come into the picture. So on a very high level, they discuss about it. The
Yeah.
features.
So okay. So I put something on the chat just for everyone's benefit. Thank you, Gaurav. This is really useful. But
Thanks,
there are
Gaurav.
different parts of the pre-sales BA, right? So you can have a request for information. You can have a request for proposal. You can have a request for quote. Then you will move to a bidders conference where the different bidders are going to come and you're going to have a conference, and then you're going to award the contract to one or more bidders. So this part of the journey, this part, which is before the project is even awarded to someone, is also a BA's work. So sometimes we feel that only in once the project is authorized and after that all the BAs come in. Not necessarily. There could be some aspects of BA work which can come right at the beginning, right? Now, most of this, the market research, the competitor analysis, these are done by what kind of BAs? Either they are research oriented BAs or they are also sometimes enterprise BAs. Okay, so we will do strategy analysis. Okay, strategy analysis is a knowledge area where we are going to cover which kind of BAs will come and do this kind of work. Okay, so you need a little bit of industry experience to become proficient in this particular field, right? So usually a BA with 1 year or 2 years of experience, 3 years of experience will not be very useful in pre-project analysis, right? So they can start their journey, but usually these people are more than 10-15 years experience who add their expertise, right? Because there is expert knowledge which is required here, right?
100%.
Now the vendor assessment is also part of that pre-project analysis, right? Now, what kind of vendor are we talking about here? Vaibhav, what is the vendor that we are talking about? Which vendor?
Vendor, the whose services the organization uses.
So are these
a third party
suppliers? Are they equipment suppliers or are they people suppliers or are they both?
Equipment suppliers, I believe.
Okay, anyone else? Vendors, what do vendors mean?
It can be both also in certain cases, but most of the times it is equipments related to equipments or the things which are required for that particular job.
Guys, can you keep your cameras on, please? Because I don't know if you're studying or not studying, if you're understanding or not. Then we'll be asked this question.
We also use workforce vendors products, so we will support that.
Exactly. So see, the vendors will be both. Okay, it could be asset suppliers, physical asset suppliers, or it could be knowledge asset suppliers, right? So what is knowledge asset? The human resources. So if we don't have a particular skill in place, we can reach out to certain consulting organizations and they can partner with banks, they can partner with other clients. So this could be both, right? So equipment as well as people. Now, analysis during the software project, the middle part. Yeah, sorry.
No, just as an example, in my organization, we are looking for lots of different vendors to supply us various bits. So my team members are involved in like checking their bids, having a look who is in line with our strategy for long term, and then we are analyzing their terms and conditions as a business analyst, as well as there was something Chiranthan was explaining earlier, pre-sales, the pre-sales stage. So there was this organization, I was talking to them as a there was a position and I was interviewing with them, and they were selling softwares to the what do you call, insurance sector. So there they were hiring pre-sales BA with the good domain knowledge to be able to sell those products to the various different vendors. However, where the why BA comes into the picture with that is to understand the requirement of the end user so that they can customize their software, their product, and then kind of give it to the end user, basically, if that makes sense. So that's where as well a pre-sale BA can come into the picture and help the organization. Sorry,
just a quick question.
Continue,
it's a quick question. Is pre-sales is a business development exercise?
It can be, Sayed. It goes hand in hand. Like where you have an inquiry from a customer, and you want to do some analysis of the requirement of the end user, like customer, what are their requirements, how can we fulfill it as an organization? Okay, what do we need to do, right? So just doing that analysis, as Chirantan has mentioned, that is done by very seasoned BAs who have been there in that sector for a while, who understand where the market is heading, so that they can help the organization, the client, and our own organization in the best way, guide our own organization and help the end user in the best way, shape, or form, basically, if that makes sense.
Perfect. Yeah, I think this is really useful, especially for people who haven't had that share of experience. This is really excellent. And analysis done during the middle of the software projects. Now, this is where most of our involvement as an entry level, as a data BA, as a person who is mostly getting into the BA field, this is where we get pulled into, right? So majority of the time, you will hear about BRDs, FSDs, user stories. That's where this stage we are going to do that middle of the project, right? So this is the bread and butter of either a waterfall BA or an agile BA. Okay, and on the right hand side, look at this post project analysis. Now, after the particular product has been gone live, right? So it is now in the production environment. The BA goes on a holiday. People think that, on the go live date, the BA can go on a holiday. Okay, can they go on a holiday, Vaibhav? The BA you think can go on a holiday on go live date?
No.
No. Right. So that person is going to do what at that point of time? Priyanka, just for your benefit and for other benefit who are new to this place, new to these concepts. Sometimes in an interview, I was asking a tenured BA that, on the day of go live, you are asked to do some smoke testing. Okay. And he said, sorry, sir, I don't actually smoke. Okay, so I'm away from tobacco. I really don't consume cigarettes. I don't know why you're asking me that question. I asked him that question again. No, you're not smoking. You're doing smoke testing. So what's the difference? What is smoke testing then?
It's
Any
wine
idea?
testing.
What is wine testing? See, it is still some hours for the evening. Okay, we will get there. But what is smoke testing? Gaurav, have you heard the term?
I have heard the term.
I have heard, yeah, but honestly, don't have a clear understanding on that.
They have got some alarm system to check all something like that.
No. It's not physical smoke coming out of. The concept came from there, Priyanka. The concept came from physical alarm and actual fire, but smoke testing has a different meaning. So please write it down. Okay, I want you guys to please be aware of these terms. See, this is the advantage and the beauty of this course, right? We go a little bit extra mile, right? So that you get an all comprehensive understanding. Just doing the BA stuff is not going to get us across the line, right? So smoke testing is done just prior to go live, or even in the first 1 or 2 hours, of go live. Go live means production. Okay, you have put the code in the production to check if there are any major issues or showstoppers in production as a result of the deployment. So if you're deploying the code, right, if you're deploying any new functionality, is there something which goes astray?
Sorry, is it the same like penny testing? That's maybe the terminology difference.
Yeah. The terminology can be penny testing also. Same
okay,
thing.
yeah. So I'm aware of penny testing. We actually do that.
Yeah.
So,
It's the same thing, Gaurav.
Okay. Same
Penny
thing.
testing.
Okay.
Yes.
What's that other word?
But
Penny testing, PE and then Y. Penny testing.
Yeah.
Oh, penny testing. Okay.
Penny testing. They call it penny testing. Okay.
What is black box? Sorry, carry on.
There'll be other environments like Simprod and Dev where they do the, they which will be a copy of the production and we'll test it there.
Yes,
So-
but what happens, Sudeshna, there will be different test environments. So you will have a quality assurance team which is testing on the testing environment. You will have the user acceptance team which is testing on a test environment known as UAT, user acceptance test environment. However, on the day you have to muster that guts to put it in production. And when you put it in production, that early testing that you're doing is known as production smoke testing. So now let me give you an example. Now you would notice that on the weekend, sometimes the bank is going to send you a message that between 12 hours, midnight 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock, we are deploying our code. Our online platform will not be available. How many of you have seen that message? Can you pick up the hand? Raise the hand. Have you seen that message? That is the time when they are doing the deployment. Now at between 12 to 2, when they have deployed it, some users, end users, are going to go along with the BA, and the lead BA usually does this work. The lead BA, who is aware of all the functions and systems and all those things, goes in and does the an enablement of the link. Now let's say you have deployed some enhancement to a UI. You know what was the UI? Now the UI was a new sort of payment can be done. Now what is that payment? Let's say you were doing an UPI payment. A UPI payment fits, just for your background. I think the most of the others know, but UPI payment is a new kind of payment which was initiated in the Indian banks, right? So this is where you can pay through the UPI gateway. Now most of the banks came up with that UPI as a payment option on the UI. You have added that. However, the entire page you have messed up. So while creating the payment option, that one is working fine. You cannot see your own balance. Are you fine with that? Everything is working fine. The only problem is you will not be able to see your own balance in the bank. Priyanka, you are happy with that?
No.
You can do UPI payment, only balance. Why? You knew, right? Whatever was there yesterday. Today, if you get another, let's say 10,000 pounds or 100,000 pounds, I mean, that's it. You know your balance.
No, even then I'll be not happy, because people like me are so many people like forget what they are doing like yesterday and now. So we want to keep on checking it, that what is happening in the bank.
Yes, so this is that part of that smoke testing. So the lead BA goes in and checks every other functionality is working fine, including the newly deployed functionality. So the integration has not messed up anything. And if something has been messed up, a very frequent term that you will hear is rollback plan. How many of you have heard about the word rollback plan?
Yes.
Yes.
Suppose the penny testing, it gets
Yes.
failed. I mean, so at that particular time, we go ahead with the rollback. So we just take out the patch which was been deployed.
And the person who actually does this, manages this, is known as, there is an industry term for that. Anyone knows who manages all this? Have you? I'm putting it on chat. Release manager. Okay, very important terms, guys. Release manager and all those things. All right. And then look at the right hand side, analysis for replacement or elimination of software. Now let's say you have gone into production. Now you realize that, okay, the newly enabled system can work for the next 2 years, because we are expecting that from 5,000 users, our system will go to 50,000 users, which we had always planned for. However, all of a sudden, that 20 million users are going to look at your application right now at the same time. 20 million users are going to log into your system. And at what time do you see that the system is crashing? Kids, when have you last done online shopping on Black Friday?
Last year.
Okay, have you always found, every year have you found the site to be working, or have you seen performance issues? Have you seen?
There's been times where there's been performance issues. because everyone is trying to log on. Everyone is trying to.
Exactly. So
get
that
some of the game.
performance issues is known as something known as performance testing or load balance testing. Load balance testing.
Right. All right. Let me ask you a question. Yeah.
Please.
Going back to the example that I gave of penny testing, right?
Yes. Yes.
Would you say penny testing is the same as maybe, let's say, releasing a beta version of the software? Because, you know, there's certain times maybe your bank might be coming up with, let's say, a new app, right?
Yes. Yes.
And then they'll say, okay, you know what, we are releasing, you could download a beta version of that app so that we could see what the performance is like and everything. Would it be the same thing?
That is a brilliant question. It is not exactly the same, but I will tell you what is that beta version also known as. Very good question, Fitz. I'll tell you on the chat. See, the beta version of the testing, beta version of testing is also known as prod parallel.
So, what's that? Okay.
Production parallel testing. We call it as production parallel testing. Now, what happens is the beta version of the testing is the same prod environment, but we copy that prod environment and open another instance.
Right.
However, the main production is left unaltered. In smoke testing, we are actually dealing with the main environment. So there is no second environment.
Yeah, that, I mean, in case of beta version, that smoke testing is prior to you release the beta version of that product for the end user. So you've done your smoke testing in-house, and then you want, because that software is used by somebody else who's an external party with various different operating systems and various hardwares. So you can only be sure by releasing that application for the end user and say, right, okay, this is a beta version. And then you gather the data and see like how it's performing with the different version of, say, if it's an iOS application or Google based, Android based, and you just gather the data. So that's the next level of testing. And it depends on product to product again. If it's
okay, thank you.
So all these testing, all these things we're discussing about the business analyst, maybe not like applicable on every single BA role, right?
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
So this beta version of testing is same as pre-prod?
Pre-production testing.
Yeah.
It is same as that only.
Prod parallel testing.
Okay. No, so I mean, is it same as a pre-production or no? Like, so okay, what I'm trying to say is that suppose we have in parallel, we are running another production environment. So our actual reports or everything, it would be generated out of the existing environment only, correct?
I'll clarify. See, Gaurav, what happens is in production parallel testing, beta version, most of the functionality of the actual production is available. 95 to 98% of the functionality is available. However, certain functionalities are switched off stage. So there is a switch on and switch off stage. Now let's say you're talking about a bank, right? In most of the beta version, the functionality will be available of the UI. However, any alert notification going to confirmations, any alert notification going to middle office, any alert notification going to settlement systems are turned off in the beta version. Because if you switch them on, you're going to get your testing. At the end of the day, you're testing, right? This is not actual production. So if you go and hit settlement, things will go completely wrong. So beta version is a very controlled production parallel environment and done pre-production with a limited set of users.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you can call it pre-production testing. That's what your question was, Gaurav.
Yeah. So this one is again a Wall Street investment bank. Okay, what is pre-project analysis? What are the middle stages? And then really how the solution was deployed, etc., is something that we've put on the screen. We're not going to cover this in detail. You can kind of go back and look at this slide. The idea was to introduce you to 3 different stages: the pre, the middle of the project, and then after deployment, what PAs do. Right. So Babak, this is what we wanted to get into. All right, and then these are the 6 knowledge areas. Guys, please, can you take a photograph, Sandeep? Kindly, because this one is very important. These are the 6 knowledge areas that are required for the examination. On the left hand side.
3 bags full.
Okay, and
done.
then we are going, perfect. And then we are going to do, now what does the knowledge areas do? This slide is very important. Very, very important. So, Sandeep, this one also we'll have to kindly take a photograph.
Yeah, I will do that. I'm on it.
Okay. Perfect.
These are interview questions, guys. The slides we are
Yeah.
putting in the
Yes.
group. These can be asked in the interview, and they can actually help you to understand the forte, like, you know, what we do, what we don't.
And this one, very, very important.
Oh yeah.
This one, I'm going to ask each of you, how many of you think that you've got good memory? Can you raise hands? Photographic memory, how many of you have got good memory?
Who is eating almonds here?
Almonds who are having those tonic.
Shweta is drinking almond juice or whatever.
Yeah, I forgot
Shweta,
to
you're
eat
sitting quietly.
almonds.
Sorry?
I forgot to eat almonds.
Oh, you forgot. Okay. No,
You
Shweta
can-
was saying something, Surantan.
Oh.
She is turned off.
She has gone off record. She is saying that I've had enough of this class.
Shweta, you're on mute. Still can't hear you.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, you're audible now. It's gone again.
Yeah, I think she's struggling with the controls there.
No, I think your mic is playing up, Shweta.
No, the mic
No,
or the
it's
internet is.
I don't know if it's a relevant question or not, but looking at this slide, which has got lots of project words in there. So being a project manager, I mean the project management and business analysis, which field is more, like you can say, difficult in comparatively to each other? So business analysis has got more things to do, or the project manager or project management has got more things to do?
No, I don't think that is a black and white answer, right?
Yeah.
See, Syed, what happens is the PM's role is different, right? The PM's role is equally difficult, right? Because the PM is always in charge of ensuring that the project is meeting its deliverables on time, that the scope changes are minimized. You know, the scope is always in control, and the cost, right? The scope, time, and cost. These are the triple constraints, right? Yesterday we discussed. But the BA's work is equally challenging as well, right? So BA's work is not really easy, especially as you go up the hierarchy. In fact, you have to wear a project manager's hat as a BA, and vice versa. A project manager also has to know business analysis to a good extent. Only then will that person be able to effectively utilize his or her role, right? So these are complementing skill sets. I would say that these are complementing skill sets, and as you grow, in terms of experience, it is better to kind of be aware of both and then kind of practice both of them in fair measures. Okay. Now this slide, why we wanted you to understand this. These are the 6 knowledge areas. And where do these knowledge areas start and where do these knowledge areas finish? Now the project ideation is the beginning part of the project. The project development is the middle part of the project. And the last part, you see this project maintenance is when the solution has been deployed. Now this slide gives you where the different knowledge areas are working in. Now, very important question, guys. This is an interview question. Are the Babcock knowledge areas the same as the SDLC lifecycle phases? Now, in an SDLC lifecycle, software development lifecycle, what really happens? What are the phases? Can anyone say what are the phases in a software development lifecycle?
Project scope.
Like first, I think it would be sorry.
Initiation.
Initiation, okay. Now, in that initiation, very important, in that initiation, what are the deliverables that are getting produced? Please take down notes. The
Priyanka, write it down.
Yeah, Priyanka, you also write it down, please. In the initiation stage, you have the project charter. You have the product roadmap. if you are working on Agile, you have the product roadmap which is created, and you have the project charter which is created. Now both the product roadmap and the project charter are generally the accountability of the project manager, but the enterprise BA, the lead business analyst, sometimes with years and years of experience, helps the project managers. So that is initiation. Then comes planning. Within planning, you also have requirements, right? So the next stage of the software development lifecycle is requirements, where you are gathering the requirements, you're confirming the requirements and all those things. That is the bread and butter of the business analyst. Okay, that is the bread and butter of the business analyst. Now, after initiation and after your requirements, or which is planning, then comes the execution stage. Now, in the execution stage, the project manager is tracking the scope, time, and cost. The project manager is tracking the scope, time, and cost. The business analyst people are conducting the workshops, they are conducting the elicitation, they are writing the business requirement documents, they are writing the functional specification documents, they are also conducting the workshops, etc. In execution, they are getting the sign-offs. So you talk about, many times we talk about sign-offs, right? That sign-off is happening in execution. And then comes monitoring and controlling. Now tell me one thing, Hetal, very important interview question. Let me ask you. As a business analyst, what will you do in monitoring and controlling? Your sign-offs are already received. The development team is developing as per the signed off requirements. Can you go on holiday? Because the BA does not do anything, right?
No. There may be chances while in this stage, there may be chances by implementing the things, there might certain things go wrong over there. So at that time, they will go to a BA and they will seek help from a BA, where BA have to take decision and guide whether what to do and what not to do, whether the changes are need to be go ahead, whether they have to be stopped, or is there any modification that requires over there.
Very nice. So that is excellent. Sandeep, please put that point for Hetal also, for the brownie point. Okay. Because at this point of time, you're doing corrective actions, corrective and preventive. Now, what are the preventive actions? So that you do not go wrong, you take some audit measures, you do some quality assurance functions. The corrective actions are where, let's say the developer has gone wrong. The unit testing tells you that I have gone wrong, or the testers are writing the test strategy. The testers, when the development team is developing, Priyanka, the testers are actually writing the test strategy. What will be the test scenarios? Okay, this is the thing that we have to develop. Let me write the test scenarios. Now the BA proactively looks at these documents and then contacts the test lead saying that, hey, I think you have gone wrong there. You need to take that corrective action. Okay, so the BAs can't ever relax. So yeah, you can't think that you can relax, right? As a BA, you have to constantly work on these things. All right. So this is going to be very important. Okay. So look at this slide, guys. Once more, please. I request you to look at the screen. BA planning and monitoring is going to start right at the beginning and go right till the end. The requirements lifecycle management right at the bottom, that starts right at the end, starts right at the beginning, goes right till the end. Strategy analysis is only covering the first part of project ideation. Solution evaluation, the last from the bottom, second last one from the bottom. Solution evaluation on the right hand side only looks at project maintenance. And elicitation and collaboration, middle of the first section to the end of the second section. Requirements analysis and design definition is end of the first section, goes in the middle of the last section.
Sudeshna, hope you're understanding. You still there?
Yeah, Sandeep, I'm understanding it.
Okay, Sudeshna, if you are understanding, then you have to answer this. Okay, where does requirements analysis and design definition fall? In the beginning, middle, or end?
In the beginning, requirement analysis in between, sir.
In between. So is it in first section, second section, third section, or all?
It's in the planning, the requirement gathering is in the planning section. So it's in the start, sir. Start
It's in
to
the start.
between.
Start
Yeah.
to in between, but not in the final section, right?
Yeah, not in the
Okay, Shweta, do you agree? Requirements analysis and design. What is wrong with Shweta's microphone?
Ask a question.
Yeah. Fitz, please ask a question.
Why would requirement analysis and definition go right down to the last stage? Because I was thinking, I mean, requirements analysis and definition, I mean, that would be beginning and then maybe
Yes.
in between. But why would it come to, and design definition? Why would design definition come to project maintenance as well too?
Just because Fitz has asked this, Sandeep, please. He has surpassed all other comments today. He is the front runner right now. He is the front runner for the brownie bag. Okay, so let me put that on the chat. Very, very nice question. I was expecting someone to ask that question. Okay, please write this down. Requirements as per Babcock is a condition or capability. All right, condition or capability, or where I am formally satisfying a legal or regulatory requirement. All right, this is a condition or capability required by a system. I'm just putting it on the chat. All right, please write these golden things down. These are the very important things. Design options. Remember, Fitz, the knowledge area is requirements analysis and design definition. Now, what does design mean? Design option means the solution options. Solution options which satisfy how the requirement will be fulfilled. Okay. Now think about this. Let's come back to your example of the FCA report, Fitz. If you are okay with it, I will go back to the example that we were discussing with Financial Conduct Authority. They required a trade report for every bank to submit to them quarterly. Now, tell me one thing. Does FCA really stick to their definition of what they want on the report, or does it change over time?
It would change with obviously circumstances of the let's say if new regulations come in.
Correct.
Yeah,
correct.
It will change. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's the reason that solution option that we are developing allows flexibility for change even till the last part.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Understood. So even 1 or 2 weeks before production go live, or even after deployment, solution could have changed. Option could have changed, and we will have to again look at different ways to fast track that solution option.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay, but brilliant question.
Thank you.
And you have to admit equally brilliant answer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. The answers are very good. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
we always keep marketing ourselves. Even if someone does not market, we market. Okay. All right. So okay. Now, since you've seen the slide, Swati, solution evaluation as a knowledge area will come in the beginning part, middle part, or end part?
Solution evaluation. I think during the end.
During the end part, only end part, right? Not middle part.
Maybe in the middle.
Maybe in the middle, not in the beginning.
Solution evaluation. It's a bit confusing.
Okay, you hold that confusion. Gaurav, I'm coming to you. Where is solution evaluation as a knowledge area? Beginning, middle, or end?
It's at the end, project maintenance only.
Only end, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's at the maintenance side. I mean, at the end side. So I think by that time everything should be free. Sorry, if I can ask. Yeah.
No, hold on. You'll ask the question later. Hetal, your colleague from the same organization. Do you agree with him
Yes.
always? Sometimes he is always also
No.
giving false answers.
No, not always, but this time he is right. Not
Yesterday, you
always.
remember you were different team captains. So if you agree all the time,
Yes.
it's a problem.
Yeah, no, not always, but this time he is right, because solution evaluation is the last part of
Gaurav,
the
please
chart.
sort it out with Hetal later on. She's saying not always, so she's confident that sometimes you will blunder. Yeah, he's correct.
Yeah.
Okay, look at this. Solution
Yeah.
evaluation is right at the end. Hetal, you're also right. Okay. So this slide is very important, guys. Half of the questions on the examination will be centered around this slide. Okay, very, very important. That's the reason you should take a double asterisk and kind of keep this in memory. Okay, this slide is going to be very important. Now, BA perspectives. This one very quickly we will cover this. What are the BA perspectives? Now, this one is the different areas or different careers involved in business analysis, right? Now, let's start from the top. Agile. Why is Agile an important career option for BAs?
Because I think we may not for a very complex projects or the projects which are running more than 6 months or a year, or which take 3 or 4 years, we can't follow a waterfall approach. So Agile, it's like we're breaking the project into smaller parts in sprints, and then if there are change in the requirements, so it's adaptive, we can do the changes without much wastage in the cost or something. So
excellent. So how much percentage of the projects today are Agile? Can anyone say? So let's say there are 100 projects which are going on. Are Agile 95% or is Agile 20%? What percentage do you think we are adopting Agile in the industry in general?
I would say 96%.
96%. Superb. Okay. Anyone wants to agree, disagree with Syed?
But isn't Agile simply just a wrapper of waterfall model only, means in general sense?
I think let's just give them an overview of waterfall and Agile difference, maybe, Charitan.
Yes, I think let's just talk about.
Because I think we jumped in the middle with Agile. We haven't clarified the.
Yeah. So we are going to come to Agile. Yeah, we are going to come to Agile as a section as well. But just for a quick overview, Agile means that you are iteratively.
Let's first tell them waterfall, I think.
Yeah, let's first understand waterfall.
Old style project.
Let's just jump to a few slides. Okay, so we have a few slides for waterfall. Let me just 1 second. I'll just bring up that slide for Agile and waterfall, because this is a good time to be discussing that. Okay, just give me 1 second.
Because I can see some faces are looking blank.
Yes,
that's why I like to see the cameras. So we can help you. I mean, it helps.
Then we can understand, isn't it? Then we can understand, isn't it? Because sometimes we might go with this flow. We won't understand whether you are following or not following if the cameras are not on. Okay, just let me know if you can see my slide now.
Yeah.
Yes. This is waterfall, guys. This is waterfall. Okay. Big bang approach. Now, big bang approach means what? We are doing requirements elicitation, then doing analysis, then doing software design, then doing coding, then doing testing, then doing UAT, then doing deployment to production, and then doing post-production maintenance. Now, all of this can be done in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. This is a big bang. So you look at requirements for a very long period of time. You do work serially, one after the other. And after the first phase finishes, will you actually finish the second phase, right? You cannot concurrently work on 2 phases. Concurrently means work in parallel on 2 phases. You generally don't work in parallel on 2 phases. Now, let's say you have got 40 requirements. So for those 40 requirements, you will write a comprehensive BRD for 50 pages. Then you will write a functional specification document for 150 pages. Now, what is BRD first? People have heard the term BRD, right? What is business requirement document? What is it? Can someone put it on the chat or discuss it here? What is business requirement document?
It's a requirements document only, which is capturing basically overview of the project. What is in scope and out scope? What are the dependencies? What are the assumptions and dependencies? Overview, assumptions and dependencies. What are the different parts, functional and non-functional requirements? And if a project is simple in nature, we have a BRD, and if it is a complex in nature, we can break it down into FRDs.
Excellent.
However, both are requirements documents.
Both are requirement document. Okay, excellent. So now let's hold that thought there. Okay. I'm just putting something on the chat. BRD is a business requirement document which specifies what is needed, includes functional requirement as well as non-functional requirement. Now let's go back to the FCA definition, right? The FCA definition was asking for trade level information to be shared. Now, which particular role is going to write the BRD? Is it the business side BA or is it IT side BA? Who can say this? Business side BA?
Ideally, it should be a business side BA, not an IT side BA, because IT side won't be having non-functional information.
IT side won't be having non-functional requirements, but you're saying that business side BA should write it.
Yeah,
Anyone wants
ideally
to,
it should be.
anyone wants to add, challenge that view?
I guess first it will be done by IT side BA, then business side BA would add on it further.
All right.
I'm
now
not sure if I am correct.
Now let's think about this. Okay, this is no rocket science, but let's pause. What was the requirement? That FCA needs the requirement of trade level information on different products now and asset classes, and that information should be sent to the regulator quarterly. Tell me one thing, Vaibhav. I'm coming slowly to you and asking you a logical question. An IT side business analyst generally knows how the solution is to be developed. Do you think that person will have extensive knowledge about the product or the asset classes?
No.
Swati, I'm going to come to you next.
Okay, sure.
Since he's a IT side BA, he would have more knowledge on the technology side.
Perfect. Correct. IT side has got more knowledge on the technology side. Now, Swati, the question to you is,
okay,
FCA requires the report. Which
no, IT side BA will have a knowledge of technology side.
One second. Sayed, I'm coming. Let me check with Swati first. Now the requirement is, it's a business report that they need, right?
Okay.
Of complex asset classes, complex products, which needs to feature in this report. This requirement is better placed to be written by a business domain guy or an IT guy.
So Chirantan, basically, just correct me if my understanding is wrong. So as per my understanding, business side BA will be client side BA, and IT side BA is the role like which I am doing. So if I need to write a BRD, like I'll be taking the inputs from the business side BA, and I'll be writing the business requirement document.
You will not be writing the business requirement at all, Swati. Okay, the business requirement document has to be only written by the domain side, the client side, as you said. So we're going to come to client side just for the benefit of everyone. But the person who's giving you that requirement, that side of the organization writes the what is needed, because they are better equipped with domain and product knowledge.
Okay.
Is everyone following till here?
So can you give us an example, Chirantan, in a real world? Say, let's say, for example, let's say you are you are in a bank, so you have a situation where someone needs to write BRD. So who is going to write the BRD?
Yeah,
And
so we have that document. I'm going to show you that. Okay, so I think it is better to just look at that document once. Now I'm going to go back to Trello, guys. Remember yesterday
I
we
think
looked at Trello.
Chirantan, we just peeling it off like an onion. We started with one concept and we just only wanted to tell them a difference in between waterfall and agile. Now we are gone to another slide.
No, it is important, Sandeep. It is important for us to understand these concepts first. Okay, then we will come to waterfall and agile. Because if they don't understand what does a BRD and FSD mean, or who writes what, there is no point of understanding waterfall and agile.
There is a slide we have, isn't it, for that? The business side and all.
Yeah. That's what I'm bringing up. There is a slide, and then we have a template as well. All right. So we are going to show you that. Okay. Now this is very important, guys. This is slide number 42. 42 is what I'm going to present. Okay. That's very important because. So just one moment. Now this slide is important. Okay. See, this is the waterfall organization structure. How many of you can see this? All of you can see?
Yeah, that's the slide.
In this example, business side, let's say, is Citibank. And Citibank says that I will do a complex market risk reporting project. In that market risk reporting project, we will need a particular report to be developed and executed to us within the next 12 months. And we decide that we want to do it in a waterfall manner. Now, in waterfall manner, we are going to do every step sequentially, just like we saw in that earlier slide. All right. Now, who is the project sponsor? The project sponsor sits on Citibank side, and they give some of that work to a vendor called Accenture. All of you are with me? Some of that work they have given to a company called Accenture. Now, the Citibank side is on the right hand side. The Accenture side is on the left hand side. Now, from the city side, you will have a project manager. This one, this yellow guy on the right hand side. Tell me, this person is going to interact with the project manager from Accenture on the left hand side. Yellow box. Now, the BRD is to be written by the business BA on Citibank side, and that BRD will constitute of what is required for the market risk reporting. The BRD will constitute of what is required from the market risk reporting. Now, why on earth are we asking the Citibank side BA to write this? We want you to answer that question. Why do you think we are asking Citibank side BA to write it? Anyone?
Because I think
because they are business experts.
Because they are business experts. Excellent.
They have that product knowledge. They know what exactly is required in the risk reporting. So they would be the correct one to help us know. I mean, help the IT company side know like what exactly they need to develop.
Correct. Exactly, Gaurav. So that's the reason the BRD sits with the business side organization, which is Citibank. Now look at how many arrows are talking to that business side BA. The blue arrow that you see is from Accenture side senior IT BA goes up to business side BA. Why? Because after the BRD is done, this person understands and contributes to this writing of the BRD as well. Sometimes he or she also contributes by their understanding. However, the blue arrow is required because after the BRD is written, the solution of that requirement is on a document known as functional specification document. Can you please write it down? The BRD has got what is BRD, guys? Can I quickly check? Priyanka, what is BRD? Priyanka is there. Priyanka, what is a BRD?
Is
It is on the chat. I want you to read from the chat. It is on the chat.
Yeah, it's a business site.
BRD is a business requirement document.
Okay. Business requirement.
Which specifies what is needed, includes both functional and non-functional requirement. BRD is written by whom? Is written by business side BA, guys. Business side BA. What is the reason? Why business side BA?
Because he's the domain expert. Domain knowledge is for
Yes,
domain
because he or she has got the domain knowledge. Got the domain knowledge. Okay.
Just remember, BRD starts with B. B means business. That's it. Business BA.
Perfect. That's
BBA.
great. Thank you, Sandeep. Keep it short.
Okay.
You
FSD.
can wrap up the training.
FSD is functional specification, right? Functional specification document, and specifies the design options, the design and solution options. This is written by IT side business analyst, right? IT side business analyst. IT side business analyst writes this. All right.
I have a question, Chirantan. Sometimes we say the word SRS, software requirement specifications.
Same thing.
So is it BRD only?
No. So FRD or SRS are synonymous names with FSD. All mean the same thing. All mean the same thing. And are written by IT side.
IT side
BA. Priyanka, BRD is written by whom? Slowly, no pressure.
The line was a little bit.
Sorry, the question was to Priyanka, Sayed. I was asking.
The
BRD is written by whom?
Domain expert.
By the domain expert. Is it business side BA or IT side BA?
Business side.
But why are you not? Why is your expression that you're not sure? We are discussing it now, right? That business side BA writes the BRD, and it specifies what is needed by the solution. What is needed by the capability or the problem statement. The problem statement is written by in the business requirement document. Now, the design option, Shweta, where are you? The design option is written in which document?
Am I audible now?
You are audible now.
Perfect. Finally.
The design option is available in BRD or FSD?
Design option is FSD.
FSD. And what about solution option? Is that solution option available in BRD?
No.
Where is it available?
Solution should be FSD.
Okay. What is the difference then between design option and solution option?
Designing is basically like how we are planning. So say for example, in case of reg reporting, so how we are planning our design. So from upstream to downstream, upstream to like our risk management system, and then our downstream.
Shweta, quick answer. There is no difference between design option and solution option. The design option are the solution options.
Sorry, how?
The design options are the solution options. There is nothing called design, right? What does design option mean? The design option means A way of delivering a solution, B way of delivering a solution, or C way of delivering a solution. Okay. Now let me give you an example. This will be slightly technical, guys, but we want you to understand what does design option mean in an FSD. So now I want the report to to be sent to me as to the regulator. There are 3 ways you can send the report to me. 3 ways. I'm going slowly. 3 ways the report can be sent to me. One is you can email the report to me. Second, you can expose your API, RESTful API, or REST API can be exposed. REST, REST API can be exposed. First option was emailing the report. Second option was REST API can be exposed where you put your report. The third option is you send me the report through, I don't know whether you have heard about these things, but Kafka channel, or let's say a Gabriel submission. Is it this now becoming complex? I want you guys to, are these now are these becoming complex now? I just want you to answer whether it is becoming complex or is it very simple now. There are 3 ways of delivering the report. One is to email. Second is through REST API. The third is to do a Gabriel submission. First point. How many of you have heard all 3?
First to Gabriel submission.
Never heard of Gabriel.
Gabriel. You just know there's an angel called Gabriel.
Yeah. Now these are different ways of sending the report. Aren't these design options? These are design options to submit a solution. Shweta, first of all, I'm coming to you. Forget about the nitty-gritties. Aren't this the way of submitting the report?
Sorry, Chirantan, but I haven't heard of these.
I know you haven't heard. From when I tell you that these are the 3 ways of submitting a report, do you agree that these are 3 different methods of submitting a solution?
Yeah, because it's.
Do you agree? Forget about what is Gabriel. Keep it aside for a moment. Do you agree that these are the ways to submit a report?
Yeah.
Good. Now, will this be in the BRD?
Yes.
What are these? Are these requirements or are these solution options?
Sorry, these are solution options.
Okay.
It will not
That's
be there.
the reason it won't be in the BRD. Where will it be?
FRD.
Okay, perfect. Now, the who hasn't heard about REST API? Many people?
Yeah.
Okay. API, what application protocol interchange, right? That is nothing. We discussed this, that if you have to order food, let's say on Zomato.
Is it not application programming interface?
Yeah, it can be application program interface. Okay. The most important thing is it is the same thing, right? So yeah, it is you are exposing your layer of the information with the receiver. So there is a sender and there is a receiver. Yes. Both people are exposing their application programming interface. So wherever is your interface, it's nothing but a window. You're opening up that window, right? And the other sender is opening up the window, the receiver is opening up the window, and both the windows are talking to one another. That is nothing other than API. Simple. Now, what is a Gabriel submission? Gabriel submission is for regulatory reporting. There is a way of submitting reports known as Gabriel. That was the historical way in which report got submitted to any regulator, especially in the there was a format called XBRL. Okay, XBRL reporting used to be done. What is the full name of XBRL? Anyone knows?
Extensive business reporting language.
Extensible business reporting language. So XBRL was submitted using Gabriel as a system. Okay, so everywhere where you're doing the functional solution, the designing of the solution, that has to be there on the FSD. Make sense, guys? Are we okay till here?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now tell us one thing. If this part is clear, when will whatever Accenture is developing, when will they integrate that with Citibank? Do they first of all need to integrate, or they can keep it within Accenture environment?
They need to
They
integrate.
need to integrate.
Okay. Now, whose responsibility is the integration? Is it the ITBA? Is it the business BA?
ITBA.
Here the question, okay, slowly. Whose responsibility is the integration of the work between Accenture and Citibank? Whose work is that?
Architect.
Brilliant. Business architect's responsibility, that is.
Yeah.
So there is an architect on the Citibank side. Is there an architect or a technical lead on Accenture side? Can you see anyone on the left hand side?
Yes, in the middle of the.
There is a technical lead here, right? And there is a technical architect also.
Yeah.
These two people talk to one another and they discuss when the integration of the environments will take place and what will be the platform through which they will develop.
Perfect.
Now let's take a question. Okay. Who are we going to ask that question? Fritz, I'm going to ask you that question. Now, Citibank gave you a business requirement document, and let's assume that you're on the Accenture side. And they told you that the platform was Java.
All right.
Okay. Platform of doing the development was on Java. And you are the, let's say, the IT side business analyst. Whatever solution option you have given some solution option. Now the developer in his own mind understood that it has to be Java, and they did all the development using Java 2.6 version. They did all the development using Java 2.6 version without asking anyone any question. After 1 month, one should deploy the code to Citibank. Do you think it will be absolutely seamless, or do you think there may be problems there?
There may be problems because the solution that maybe we're looking to deploy will be different from what I understand from Java 2.6. So then there's going to be issues.
Then there's going to be issues. Now, this was the responsibility of the technical architect, and the technical architect decides to, in his mind, take that decision all by himself. Can that technical architect do that?
No, the technical architect has to liaise with
architect, business architect, the business architect on the Citibank side, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because the technical architect and the business architect on the city side are going to tell you which environment will actually work, which development environment will work, which development language will work, which version of the language will work. Only then can these two work be joined and integrated.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Is this making sense? Shweta, is it making sense? It's not so easy because you would have seen one side of the world, right? Now, when you actually outsource a bit of the work, it gets very complicated.
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand.
Okay. All right. Now, tell me one thing. Let's ask this difficult question, Vaibhav. Let's say I'm coming to you. The FSD is to be written by whom? Is responsibility of whom?
FSD is written by IT side BA.
Okay. It has to be signed off by whom?
Sign off on the business side.
Okay.
IT head.
IT head.
Maybe.
Okay. Now this becomes difficult, right?
Someone who is leading that particular like BAs means
Project.
any lead, any project or lead.
Okay, I will stop sharing for a moment. We need help in the room. Who can help? Vaibhav.
Should be by the lead
I
BA.
think once the FSD is prepared, I think the technical feasibility one internally they will be checking, but the final sign off it shall be coming from the city side, that is from the users from the city side. Like
Which
okay, this
user?
was
The business BA?
the
Hmm.
business BA as well as the
Business lead.
Business lead? Really? Do you think
As
they
in,
will understand what is XBRL?
should be IT lead
Will they,
only, no?
will they understand what is Kafka channel or RESTful API? So let's say you reach out to an MD of a business and say, hey, I'm going to give you a report. Remember, it's going to be Kafka channel 1.3 integrated with Java 2.6 environment. Try saying that to the business MD tomorrow. See what he or she is going to tell you. So who is going to give you that information then?
I mean, from the technical side, I believe it would be the business architect. But then suppose we are documenting some the functional things, so it would be the functional BA. So like just to elaborate this particular case, we are doing a reg reporting. So what particular fields, values, or the ratios should be populated in those fields. So from the report per se, everything has to be signed off by the functional BAs. But when it comes to like this technicalities, like which
so let me ask you a question, Gaurav. Since you mentioned that it's a report, right?
Yes.
Whether the report will be string or whether it will be Boolean. Can you tell me who is going to give these values? Whether it is Boolean or string?
Not the user, end user. That's what
Not
I
the
believe.
end user. Okay. If it's not the end user, who will it be?
I mean, sorry, I
It will
don't have
be
a.
the.
Yeah, Hital, help out, Gaurav.
It will be IT side because they have all the knowledge, but within discussion, like explaining the business side that what exactly they are doing it, they will conduct a meeting, they will explain everything, and then they will give a sign off based on mutual understanding.
Okay, now stop there. IT side business analyst wrote the FSD and he said that I know that I need to give you a user ID. That user ID is numeric, but it can be more than one value. It is numeric, but it can be more than one value. Now, what is the data type? It is numeric, but it can be more than one value. What will be the data type? Can it be numeric? Can the data type be numeric?
Yes, it can be because it is a numeric value, but it has more than
I
one
will
digit.
send you. I will send you comma separated two numeric values of 5 digit each. Try sending this down through numeric. Will you ever be able to send anything comma separated with two values?
I don't think so.
So then what
I'm
will it
getting
become?
confused now.
We are getting confused now.
Yeah.
Could be alphanumeric.
It won't be
No,
alphanumeric.
it cannot be
Bar.
alphanumeric.
Variable
There would be
characters.
special characters.
Variable
Yes, but what will be the
characters.
data type? What will be the data type?
It
See,
could be
imagine we are
general.
9 people in the room. Only one field I have asked for.
It could be general or
It is not general. There is
alphabetical.
nothing called general.
Okay. And
Right.
it then it must be alphabetical. only.
Varchar, right? They are saying.
Sudeshna, what will be your answer?
So varchar, right?
Work.
It can be varchar. It
Yeah.
won't be varchar. Varchar is used for what? So whenever you send a comma separation, no? The moment you send comma separation on any field, it becomes a string. If the data type is a string, if you have to send more than one value, let's say you have 3 values, So you'll have 2 commas then, right? It cannot be numeric. Sudeshna, you cannot even send varchar as a value. It has to be string which is comma separated. Now, if it is comma separated string, or you can send an array. You can send an array down, ARRAY, or it has to be a string. But if you're sending this value down, can I decide on my own that it has to be a string?
No, not, I mean, not the ITBA cannot decide that.
That's what I'm asking, Gaurav. Now you're understanding my question. Who can give me that explicit
The
sign
IT
off?
side,
What is the
sorry,
data side?
I mean, if you ask me honestly, this, I mean, what you're trying to explain, I'm totally am able to correlate what I have done with one of the mutual fund. So, so over there, I mean, if you ask me how the structure was, there was an IT person, not exactly an IT person, but not exactly a functional person, but someone who was very much equipped on the functional side as well as IT side.
Which team was he? Accenture or Citi?
It was Citi in my case. I mean, I was working for a mutual fund
So
company.
we are now solving it, Gaurav. The IT side business analyst is going to first reach out to the IT side tech architect on Accenture side, saying that can I make this field data type string with the maximum length of 250 characters? Can I make 250 characters as my data length, data field length, and my data type is numeric? Can you give me a sign off on this? Do you think that the architect on Accenture side is going to take a call?
No, they will eventually reach out to the I mean Citi in that case.
Excellent. So the sign off for this document for FSD is the IT side architect or the IT side PM, but in consultation with IT side of the client side always. IT side of the client side always will give you that value. Okay, so now I will bring up on the screen one document, guys. This is difficult, but this is important. I know this discussion was very difficult. Okay, I know Swati, you found it difficult. Priyanka, it is all going 1,000 feet above your head. But this discussion is important. If you don't understand these terms, there is no point of doing the course, right? You have to understand who is the responsible person, who is the accountable person, and slowly this it will get a little difficult. Okay, we will raise the standard a little bit, but where will you find these answers as a part of this course? Right now I'm there, but after I leave at 9 o'clock in India, are you going to get my assistance? Are you going to get Sandeep's assistance for that matter? No. You will have to go to Trello board. Can you go to Trello? And if you go to Trello, can you go to the templates part? Yesterday, you remember we looked at templates.
Yes.
We download this BA responsibility matrix. There is a document called BA responsibility matrix. So I'm just downloading that and I will be doing a screen share. This is the bread and butter of today's walkthrough. See, I'm going to do a screen share now. It's very important. Then we will take a break, guys. I know we have to take a break at 2 o'clock. I mean, in UK time too, but just bear with me a little bit. Are you able to see the document which I'm sharing?
Yes, yes.
Do you see an Excel sheet?
Yes.
Yes, that's correct.
Project charter, a responsible person is project manager. What does it do? It authorizes the project.
Yeah.
Second is high level requirement. High level requirement. This is not BRD. This is business side high level requirement document. Whose responsibility it is? Project manager or the lead business side BA. And what does it show? The high level requirement. Then keep on going right. What is BRD? BRD who's responsible? The business BA is responsible. What does it show? What is needed or capability or condition or the needs and requirements. What does FSD do? FSD is the IT side BA, right? No, this one I had removed right now. Sorry, I had removed it right now because I wanted to ask that question to all of you. Sorry, just 1 second. Just sharing once more. Okay, it's going to come up now. Right. So this is IT side business analyst. You remember we discussed this. IT side business analyst writes the FSD. Then there is something known as design document. Design document is whose responsibility? The tech architecture lead. What is the objective of that? Make a high level and low level design. Then you have coding. Coding has to be done by the developer. This means the actual writing of the development. It is the responsibility of the development. And what is the document that is done after coding? Unit testing is needed to check that the code is working in the dev environment. After that, you write the test strategy. The test strategy is the responsibility of the QA lead, quality assurance lead. And this is needed for high level estimation of the testing. Then high level test scenarios are written. Test team, QA team is responsible for this. The person who is responsible for this is the QA lead, and it guides the test cases documentation. Then the test cases are needed, which should cover both functional and non-functional. Then the test results, then the target operating model, and then the post-production go live support. Now, I can challenge you one thing, guys. You will never ever find this document anywhere on the internet. This is years of experience. Sandeep and me have put together this document. It is available as an access to you guys. Does this help?
I can find this document on the internet.
Can you show me, please?
It's on Trello board.
It's on Trello board, right? But can you find it outside our Trello board?
Oh, I mean, you said it's on the internet, so
no. Of course, it is.
It's on
That
your
was a good
Trello
one.
board.
That was a good one. You are actually cracking it up now. See. All right. So with that, can we take a quick break? We look at the Trello board.
What is this document called?
Responsibility matrix.
Sorry, what is this document?
BA responsibility matrix.
Yeah.
Okay, and where it is on Trello, you guys know this, right?
Templates. Yeah.
Templates. It is in templates.
The first one here.
Yes. All right. So I will stop sharing. We'll come back in 10 minutes, guys. All right.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Thank you. See you later. See you later in a minute.
This. Let's share this. So this is what is the requirement, guys. Are you able to see?
Yes.
Right, so I'll just go back a few slides. We will come back to waterfall, but before that, let's just quickly come back to what is the requirement, right? That is extremely important. Yeah, let me just come back here. We have looked at stakeholders and all those things. This one is fine. See, what is the requirement, guys? Condition or capability?
She's joining, Chirantan. I think her phone has restarted with some update.
Okay.
Maybe it's one of the beta version.
Yeah, could be. So guys, there are 4 types of requirements as per BABOK, right? One is business requirements. Second is stakeholder requirements. Third one has got 2 parts, functional as well as non-functional requirements. And the 4th part is known as transition requirement. Okay. Business, stakeholder, then solution. Solution has 2 parts, functional requirements as well as non-functional requirements, and transition requirements. Okay.
Interview questions will come from this slide.
Yeah, this slide is very important, guys. And you remember we had discussed this. What are requirements? There are 2 parts of requirements, right? So condition or capability needed by a stakeholder, or a condition or capability that must be met or possessed by a solution to satisfy a contract or formally imposed documents. Now, what is business requirement? Now, this one is really important. All right. Business requirements, whenever, can you please write it down? And when you are ascertaining business requirement, please write it down. Ascertaining business requirements, you are in the shoes of a senior managing director or equivalent. Okay, you are in the shoes of a senior managing director or equivalent. And hence operating at a high level initiative. You remember yesterday we discussed initiative, program, portfolio. So you're operating at initiative / project level and not a particular BRD requirement level. Very important. Okay. When you are looking at business requirements, you are operating at as a managing director or at a very senior directorial level, at a CXO level, and you are not operating at as one requirement is required from a particular project. Am I making sense? Now let's come back to the screen now. Okay. Business requirements are statements of goals, objectives, and outcomes that describe why a change has been initiated. They can apply to the whole enterprise, a business area, or a specific initiative. Now look at the examples of these business requirements, right? Reduce support cost by 5% within 6 months. Who will give this kind of a requirement? A normal stakeholder, a day-to-day stakeholder will not give you that requirement. This requirement will typically come from a director or above, right? Reduce incorrectly processed orders by 50% within 1 quarter, which is improve system ordering accuracy by 50%. Double the revenues which we have within the next 3 years. These are all examples of business requirements. All right. Now, what is the difference between business and stakeholder? We are coming to stakeholder requirements. What are stakeholder requirements? Look at this. Stakeholder requirements describe the needs of the stakeholders that must be met in order to achieve the business requirement. So the higher level requirement is what? Higher level requirement is business requirement. And a sub-function of the business requirement is a stakeholder requirement. Now, let's say for example, Sayed, the business requirement is to double the revenue that we have in the next 3 years. Now that is the business requirement that has come from a director. This business requirement can be supported by multiple projects. So A, I'm going to introduce a new product. B, I'm going to do redundancy of cost. So I'm going to look at my cost structure and try to reduce my cost. Third, I can acquire another company for products and services which I don't have in the market. But if I acquire that company, I will enable, inorganic growth, right? Or sorry, organic growth in this case. And then with that organic growth, I will be able to grow in the market. Right. Now, these are all 3 examples of projects. Now, in those projects, you will have stakeholders. Now, who are the stakeholders? They are a group of particular people with similar interest. So there will be people who are legal entity controllers in a bank. There will be people who are tax authorities. There will be people who are, from the compliance department. There will be people who are from the human resources department. Each of these people are stakeholder requirements. They give you stakeholder requirements. Now think about this. When I'm preparing a report, a tax requirement will be very different. A finance requirement will be very different. An HR requirement will be very different. Priyanka, are you following? That different group of stakeholders will have different requirements. Those are stakeholder requirements.
Yeah.
So very, very important to remember, when you are dealing with stakeholder requirements, you are generally operating at that middle management layer. So I'm going to write on the chat. Very important. Okay. So stakeholder requirements. Give you a middle management view, usually a middle management view, and are not at a level where the development can commence. So development can commence is still vague, very important. The stakeholder requirement is still vague. A developer cannot start this. Now look at any of these examples on the screen. Frequently used reports should be automated first, following with remaining reports. Now let me ask a question. Okay, Swati, I'm going to come to you. On the screen, you have a stakeholder requirement. Frequently used reports should be automated first. Consider you're a developer. Do you know what is the meaning of frequently used reports? Have they specified?
Okay. So being a developer, yes, I know. I mean, I need to get inputs again from the business people itself, no, Chirantan.
So this one is vague. You don't know what is frequently used. You're a developer. Can you start on this work?
I mean, in other words, can you code using this syntax?
Yeah. Can you give a development estimate? Frequently used report should be automated first.
This is more like a statement.
Consider you're a developer, Swati. Consider yourself as a developer. Can you give an estimate of frequently used report should be automated first?
Okay.
The question. Can you give an estimate? Frequently used reports. I want your team to automate that for me.
Yes, Chirantan, like we can give the estimate.
Well, what does frequent mean in your mind?
So frequent means that it could be daily or monthly
Have
or
I
quarterly.
specified frequency?
No.
Then you cannot give an estimate, no, Swati. Until and unless
Yeah.
I give you the definition of what is frequent, you cannot give me any estimate.
True.
Right now, what do you mean by automated? Automated means what?
Automated means like we need to automate them. See, for suppose I mean, few of the teams are using manual methods to generate the reports. Then there should be one click go to automate those reports.
You try to give me these requirements. If I am a developer, you tell me, Chirantan, automate a report. You know what I will do?
Okay.
I will go to source A and I will go to source B and I will join them. I said you told me to automate it, right? I've joined two sources. Is it enough now for you? Input sources of the report. If I join them, am I automating anything for you?
No. Bit confusing.
So now read the chat. Read my chat. There is a chat that I'm posting on the group. On this Zoom, I'm posting a chat. What is the definition that I've written on the chat? Are you guys getting my chat? I'm not very sure whether you guys...
I can't see your screen either.
Can't see the screen either. Wow.
No, we are able to see your screen.
As well
It
as
might
the
be your
chat.
machine.
Chat as well.
Yeah, I can.
So yes, we can see your chat, Chirantan.
Yeah, I can see chat, but the screen is just a frame there. I think there's problem with my
yeah, it might be a problem with your internet, but if you look at it on the chat, I wrote, Swati.
Yeah, I'm able. I'll just
you
read
can
it.
dial out and dial in, Sayed, if you want.
So stakeholder requirements give you a middle management view and are not a level where the developer can comments is still vague.
Vague means ambiguous.
Vague.
Doubtful. Okay, it means doubtful. Doubtful.
Not clear.
Not clear.
Vague.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you guys clear? Vaibhav, are you clear what is stakeholder requirement?
Yeah.
Crystal clear, right?
Yeah.
Still vague.
Still vague.
Still vague, right? Okay. Tell me
Means
one
in the
thing.
definition it is still vague.
Yeah. In the definition it is still vague. Okay. Now let me give you an example.
Okay.
All of you should be able to go to Trello and give me a summary of the discussions made on Trello. Vaibhav, as a development manager, I give you that requirement. All of you should be able to go to Trello and give me a summary of whatever we are able to, whatever information we have put on Trello. whatever information we have put on Trello. Can you develop this? Just give me answer in yes or no. I want you to go to develop on Trello and give me a summary of whatever information is there on Trello. Can you make a development estimate?
No, I guess not, because it's. Sorry, you are asking web.
Yeah, Vaibhav, are you?
Oh, yes
are you-
or no?
Yeah,
Just yes or
I
no.
will have to check. Yeah.
No, but can you do it or not do it? That's the question.
I'm not sure. I will have to check.
Yeah,
on
you're
it.
not sure, right? So that's right.
Mm.
So on the other hand, like if there is a bridge behind Syed, Syed is sitting in front of it. If I say to you, Vaibhav, you are the engineer and I'm the product owner or a business analyst, I say, Vaibhav, I need a bridge to be made, from this shore to the other. You say, okay, that's fine. But then do you need iron? Do you need steel? How thick it will be? I'm not telling you all this, right? But you as an engineer, you will need all these like fine-tuned details, isn't it? Before you can start constructing something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it make sense
Right.
to you? If I
So
just say to you,
remember,
Vaibhav,
yeah,
make a bridge, and you say, yeah, I'll make a bridge, but you need to tell me, Sandeep, I need more details, right? So that's like a middle management requirement, just building a bridge. We need a bridge. Does it make sense?
Right.
okay, makes sense.
I think Fitz was saying something. Fitz, you
You were saying something.
What I was gonna say was my understanding of stakeholders was everyone that the business has to interact with. So it might be even, let's say I sell products. Yeah. So I sell products. So some of the stakeholders for me would be the people buying my products. So if I want to develop a system, let's say I want to come up with a phone app, right? Some of the stakeholders that I would need to consult or elicit information or requirements from would be the people that buy the products from me. You get me?
Yeah.
But then your definition of stakeholders right now is basically gives you a middle management view, and it's not at a level where the development can come in. So it makes it confusing. So
I'll tell you. I'll give you an example, Fitz.
All right.
Let's say you are the owner of a very big furniture warehousing or furniture company, right? So let's say you are IKEA. Okay, so let's say you're a competitor of IKEA. You house furnitures for sale. You also make custom to order furniture for your customers. One of your stakeholder group in your organization is taxation. They will apply an invoice, right? You will make a bill of the furniture when you sell anything. Now let's say we have contracted with Hetal. Hetal is our software provider. So that person makes the invoices for you. And you in your organization, Gaurav is the is a tax manager. He or she is a tax manager. Gaurav gives a requirement to Hetal. Please apply sales tax on my invoice. That's it. Please apply sales taxes on my invoices. Remember, Hetal is the person who is a developer. He or she is the IT vendor provider for you. He or she will calculate the sales tax on the invoices for you. Hetal, this is all the information that you have. Can you give us all the invoices for Fitz?
No, actually, I need to confirm on which invoices exactly they want the tax calculation.
Right. So Fitz has how many types of products, first of all? Does every product have the same sales tax? No.
Correct.
The different product mixes will have different types of sales tax. The sales tax also will depend on the jurisdiction in which you're selling the commodity. Now, let's say Fitz sells it only within UK. It will be a different sales tax percentage. If Fitz sends this to France or to India, it will be a different sales tax expenditure. The third is there might be some discounting that you will apply on the tax depending on how much of sales you have done. Do you know that bracket? That how much of sales will constitute how much of tax?
No, as a developer, I won't know that brackets. It would be a BA who will provide me each and everything.
Perfect. Now, Fitz, come back to your example. The stakeholder of Gaurav is only from a tax perspective. Every person in your business is a different stakeholder. Now, let's say Vaibhav. Vaibhav is your HR personnel, right? That person wants a report on productivity of the employees, wants a report on attendance of the employees. Will Vaibhav's requirement be same as Gaurav?
No. Different requirements.
So your definition of stakeholder is the same that we are saying here. Just what we are saying is, usually in stakeholder requirement as per BABOK, the information is not given in such detail that development can commence. I'm again repeating, development can commence that information is not available from the stakeholders.
Even customer, what you're saying, customer example, Fitz, you kind of gathering requirement from your end user, right?
Yeah.
He says, Fitz, I want you to deliver me X, Y, and Z, a chair, you know. And then you say, yeah, okay, fine, I'll deliver you a chair. And then you're gonna get some more detailed sort of requirement from the customer. And then you go to your engineer, you say, right, okay, the client wants a chair, you know, to be made special for him. Then you say, okay, I understand, Fitz, but can you tell me what material you want me to use, how big the chair would be, what color fabric do you want, what color or what base do you want? Do you want me to use this? Would you want me to use iron, plastic, or wood? So you haven't given him that details, right? Those fine-tuned details. So he cannot start building that chair yet. However, you got the high-level sort of requirements. You cannot start the project with those high-level requirements. You still have to go deep down into that, isn't it?
Yeah,
so that high-level requirement that's what Chirantan is talking about. That you
Okay.
can't start working with those requirements. You still have work to do, work to be done afterwards. Yeah.
So
Right.
you'll see, just hold your thought for a moment, Fitz. The same stakeholder will now give you much more clearly defined requirements. Let's see in the next page when we go to solution. Now, at this solution stage, what happens, Fitz? Those same group of stakeholder requirements are now decomposed into the business requirements as for both capability as well as quality aspects.
Right.
Now see, look at this. Look at the right-hand side. Second last one. The policy document should be generated within 10 seconds. What is this? Performance testing. The remote. Now let's say I'm presenting this PowerPoint. If I was to present it on a projector, I am using a remote. That remote should use only a single AA lithium-ion battery. I'm being very specific. This is when Hetal, as an IT person, as an IT lead, as a development lead, can start commencing and giving you all estimates. Okay, now I'm very clear. Your stakeholder requirement is broken down into meaningful, important levels. Essentially, what are these? These are nothing but user stories. Remember, Swati, you were asking the other day, what is a user story?
Yes.
User story is nothing but this layer of functional as well as non-functional requirement. Okay, decomposed to the lowest level, broken down to the lowest level, which can give you an estimate. Okay, now think about this, right? Based on total sale value, sales tax at X percentage, where X should be sourced from admin and it is greater than the value definition module. Now see, that sales tax Fitz we were talking about. Now we are telling how to calculate the sales tax. So when we are in that solution requirements mode, when we have both the functional as well as non-functional, then we know what is the development work can commence. However, very important, this is where I want you to pay attention. Gaurav, in your mind, you have to be very clear what is functional, what is non-functional. Functional is everything to do with the behavior or the functionality of the system. The capability for you to perform something on the system is functional. And anything to do with quality is
non-functional. Is it
Now,
performance? Anything to do with performance
yes.
is also.
Correct.
Now think about this. Gaurav, I ask you to go into your internet banking.
Yes.
Your internet banking and to purchase an insurance product today. So what will you do? You will log in into the system.
Yes.
You will go into the product mix and look for insurance.
Correct.
And you find insurance and say some medical insurance you want to buy. Till this far, it is functional requirement. Agree?
Yes.
In that module of insurance, now the background is yellow in color. All right. The background is yellow in color. And it is written medical also in yellow. Are you happy about it?
No.
Will you be able to even see it?
No.
The writing and background are of same color.
Of the same color. So
the font and the background are of the same color, right?
Same color.
Now, does it stop you from buying the insurance product?
No, it won't. But then I won't
What
have a
does
two
it-
in fair view.
No,
So
will you want to bank with the same bank next time? Will you
No.
stay with the same bank?
No.
What is affected? Quality is affected.
Quality.
The fitness for purpose is getting affected.
Correct.
Non-functional requirement is quality. So anything to do with performance, please write it down. Anything to do with performance, data security, anything to do with load balancing, anything to do with encryption. These things are all non-functional requirements. Okay, it's a very thin line sometimes between functional and non-functional. And then look at this. What is transition requirement? Transition requirements, remember, are requirements which are temporary in nature, and it is required when you are moving from A to B point. Okay, now tell me one thing. You have all your data in one laptop. Sayed, let me ask you this question. You have all your data in one laptop.
So me, you.
Yeah. You have all your data in one laptop.
Right, okay.
We are very happy with your performance. We decide to give you an Apple MacBook free of cost.
Really?
It may happen,
Thank
right?
you for that. Yeah.
Now let's say we give you that laptop and it reaches your house. You want to start using MacBook. The information from your prior laptop, how will you transfer that to your new laptop? I want you to give us now the option. How will you transfer it?
Well, I will take a backup on a disk, on an external hard disk, which is compatible with the MacBook as well.
Perfect.
So that
brilliant.
Yeah.
Now tell me
And,
one thing. That backup is transition requirement. So till the time you are putting the data onto the new platform, whatever in devices, whatever standard operating procedures, whatever manual. Sandeep, you remember our process manual? You remember the joke your stakeholder had?
Yeah.
Not user manual. She was calling it not user manual. She was calling it by some other name, right? Remember the joke?
She was like a process document I want.
Process document I want.
And she went on holiday. She was like, I want, Sandeep, I want from your team a process document to be done. I said, okay, you want process documents to be done? Fine. So we'll keep it ready for you when you come back from the holidays. So she came back. We've done all the process documents, process maps, everything was done. Then I showed it to her. I said, okay, here is your, process maps. She was like, okay, but I asked you to do process documents. I said, okay, what do you mean process documents? Can you elaborate? So she was like, something an end user can use, like how to log on to the system. So I was like, okay, that you mean the user guides? She's like, no, process documents. I said, no, that's what you call user guides for the users to use, to guide them to be able to use system. And that's a language, like words she was using. Sometimes
Was
in the
she
industry,
middle management or senior management?
she's a project manager. So what do you think?
Oh.
Hmm.
And she did not know the correct jargon.
So she was giving stakeholder requirement. In our example, she was giving stakeholder requirement, but she hasn't specified. So solution, we haven't taken it to a solution requirement. And Sandeep cannot estimate it because she hasn't specified. What do you mean? Right. That what do you mean?
Transition, okay.
Okay, so
she
transition.
She got really annoyed. I mean, she was like, I've asked you guys to do process document, and I said we have done all the process maps. That's what the process maps, process document. In our language, it's process maps basically, right? Just a flow chart, isn't it?
That's true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anybody could have easily, ascertained that or come up with that sort of document anyway, because especially if someone is a business analyst.
If you're dealing with a stakeholder, like senior stakeholder who is a manager or like a CXO or somebody, sometimes you might ask them the question, what do you mean by this? But if you're dealing with a project manager, thinking that they are used to the terminologies, they use these jargons every single day, it doesn't occur to your mind that you should cross check it with what does she mean by process documents.
True.
And then she said it in very subtle way as well. She just said it on a call and she disappeared, right? So it doesn't register in your mind when you're on a call, you're talking to 10 different stakeholders, and then she said, oh, before I go on holiday, could you do this? We said, yeah, I told my team, she wants to do the process maps. So we finished everything was delivered. But there you go.
Right. So now these transition requirements are required when we are moving from A state to a B state, current state to a future state, but they are temporary in nature. You don't always require transition requirement. Now, when you start using that second laptop, so after 3 months, will you need that backup all the time? No, right? You won't need that backup. That hard drive or the pen drive, you may not need it for that purpose. Always, every day, you won't need it.
No,
So,
but
you might need it for a different purpose now.
But,
not for this new system, not for this new laptop all the time.
But obviously, it's good practice to keep the backup of your machine, just in case if your house is burgled or your computer is gone. So you decided that, okay, can you send back my MacBook, which we gave you? So can you return it? So in that case, I will have that at least backup,
True. See, Sandeep, okay. He is not believing we will send the MacBook. B is thinking we will take it back. Okay, so now because we've understood these scenarios, can we do an exercise? So I'm going to stop sharing, go to Tello, bring up an exercise. You guys have to do it individually. You have to do it individually, and you will get 10 minutes for this. All right. So I'm going to bring it up on the screen share individually. Then we are going to discuss.
I'll put this on the chat as well, on the group.
Yes, please. Yeah. So I'm just going to go to Tello, and this one is there, right? Types of requirements. So under exercises and quizzes, if I go to exercises folder, the exercises and quizzes, by the way, on Tello is on the second swim lane. Okay, it is also on the first one. It is also on the second one because we keep referring to it. And what we are doing right now is requirements classification exercise. I'm bringing it up on the screen as well. This is the one. I'm bringing it up on the screen, and then we have to solve this. Okay, your time starts now. 10 minutes.
Okay.
You have to classify these 10 into business, stakeholder, functional, non-functional, or transition. And each scenario can only have one type of requirement, not more than one. Okay. The time starts now, 10 minutes.
Okay, it's on the group chat and on the screen.
Were you all working, not working?
Yes, done.
Yeah, Chirantan, even I'm done.
Okay, who needs more time? Anyone needs more time? How much confident are you guys on the answers?
To great extent, yes.
Okay, we'll figure out.
Yes.
Figure out.
I
Okay.
got confused. I got confused between the functional requirement and the business requirement between places.
Functional requirement and the stakeholder requirement.
No, the business
Oh,
requirement.
the business requirement. Okay, understood.
Yeah.
Okay, we will look at this. Shweta, we'll start with you. First one, while sending message to an individual or to a group, the message should be sent within 10 seconds. What kind of requirement is this?
Same, because even I am confused. First I wrote it was functional, but then I don't know why I changed it to business requirement.
You wrote it to business requirement. Okay. Which one will you go with, functional or business?
Business.
Yeah, okay, perfect. So we will put this as business requirement. Anyone who has a different answer? Sorry, I don't know why it keeps blocking something if I try to edit something. This is a problem with Zoom.
For number one,
It's not a business one, I think.
I said
Could be
it's a
non-functional.
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 Yeah.
My goodness. From business requirement, you guys are going to non-functional. Business requirement to non-functional. Okay, these are the two things that we are discussing. Anyone else has any other answer? Non-functional, business. Anyone has got transition? Anyone has got stakeholder?
I thought it was a functional.
Yeah, the first one, I think non-function only, because over here we're talking about the quality. So it's a non-functional, like within 10 seconds.
Excellent. Fitz says you are functional, right? Fitz, you had functional there?
Yeah, I wrote functional because.
You wrote functional. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vaibhav, what is your answer?
It is non-functional.
Non-functional. Sayed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I already said it's non-functional.
You already said it. Now I'm thinking who is going to go for the hamper. That's the reason I'm.
Me.
So functional, I'm taking off. Functional
Okay.
is not correct. Now it's a close fight between business and non-functional. But I think if three people are saying non-functional, we can't be right, isn't it? It is non-functional. This has got everything to do with quality, guys. The message is coming,
I
but
cancelled it and I wrote business.
yes,
I was
yes,
so confused.
That's okay. But this is quality aspect, and because it is quality aspect, Shweta, that's the reason it is non-functional requirement. All right. For the first one, it is non-functional. Okay, number two, we will go to whom? We will go to Swati. Swati will come to you.
Yes,
Number two.
Chirantan. So according to me, this should be functional. Chirantan.
Very nice. Excellent. I think you are already developer / PA, sometimes both. Okay, superb. Excellent. Anyone wants to challenge Swati's view?
I said it's stakeholder.
Stakeholder. Wow. See, now you have competition. Swati, I was praising you so far, but now I'm not very sure because Syed generally comes with years of experience. Okay, he has spotted certain things which you may not have spotted. So what has Syed spotted? That the user should be stopped from choosing more than 10 images. How will the user be stopped? This part did you think about?
Yeah.
So until and unless you know how to stop, it cannot be functional. This is the very clear on a very real way to distinguish. Until and unless you know everything about this, you cannot start development. And the moment you cannot start development, it cannot be functional. It cannot be non-functional. And with all the, and Syed is He's marching towards that hamper, marching. He's just not just taking baby steps. I think he has now told us that you give it to us, give it to me only. The only thing is Sayyid should not think that it is a MacBook coming his way. Yeah, I mean, I keep talking about the hamper and then I gave the example of the MacBook also, but you never know. Okay, number 3. Feeds, can I come to you? Number 3. Feeds, number 3. Can I come to you? You're speaking on mute, but
sorry. I had it down for functional stakeholder.
Functional or stakeholder. Now,
I was confused on that. So
now what should it be? Can you start development without any ambiguity in this?
Can you start development without any ambiguity? No, not really, because
so where is the ambiguity coming from? Which word is adding to ambiguity?
System
sorry.
provision to be able to send a message or talk to another individual. So that's a functional requirement then, or it's not?
Yes, it's functional, but can you start developing this? Is there ambiguity or are you completely clear how to proceed with development?
Yeah, you're completely clear on this because the system should be able to send a message or this thing or send a message or talk to
okay,
another.
now see. I'll just highlight one word.
Oh. All right. Okay. Makes sense.
Okay. Now tell me something. Talk to another individual. Talk to, right?
Mm-hmm.
This talk means what? Will you do a VoIP call? Will you do a phone call? Will you make a computer to computer call? Or will you use satellite phone? Will you use artificial intelligence? Will it be one to many? Will it be many to many? I can go on and on.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
The stakeholder.
It is stakeholder because it is not fully fixed in scope. Okay. This
right.
was not this understanding of these requirements is a little tricky. Sudeshna, you are there or not there? Tell me first.
Yeah, I'm there. Number 4, it's functional. It's functional.
Okay, so user should be able to temporarily block messages from an individual for duration of either 8 hours or 1 week or 1 year. Anyone who wants to differ from Sudeshna? Vaibhav, you agree with Sudeshna?
What was her answer?
Her answer here is functional for number 4.
Yeah. Agree.
Anyone who disagrees? Shweta, you agree with Sudeshna and Vaibhav. Now 2 people are agreeing, must be correct, no? 2 people are generally agreeing. No one else is disagreeing. Remember the parliament does not get formed just because of agreement. There are opposing parties and then there are ruling parties.
That's true. I don't know why, but I'm just getting confused. I'm not agreeing, but
so guys, it is functional. It is functional because he or she can comment. However, in order to make it very, very less ambiguous, what the person should say is, what is the error message? That is not there. What is the error message description that you want? When you want to block, is it a soft block or is it a hard block? That one is not specified. All right. So we will agree with functional, but you'll have to say that whether it is soft block or whether it is hard block.
And sorry, on this, maybe like just I'm trying to compare it with the option 3. So in the case 4, we can see that we need facility wherein an individual is blocked for 8 hours or 1 week or 1 year. So how will a developer know that we have to block it for 8 hours or 1 week or 1 year? It has not been specified.
No, but
then how can we say
remember, you have given the idea of what you want to do. All right. So that development can commence. There will be certain users you will block for 8 hours. All right, Gaurav. Certain individuals you will want to block for 1 week. But
so
is it enough requirement for that developer to start estimating and start the work? I think there is. You can, right? You can still start that work now. 8 hours after he or she completes, then that person is going to wait. Give me more instructions how to distinguish between 8 hours and 1 week.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
Now,
that's why
see, guys, where are these requirements taken from? These are requirements taken from WhatsApp. And during your university and college days, I mean, Sandeep have had such kind of, Sandeep, I'm taking your name because I can't see you on the screen, but you have blocked quite a few females from messaging you during your university days. Okay, some people he would block for 8 hours, some people for 1 week, some people for 1 year. In fact, Sandeep asked me, is there a life ban? Okay, don't worry, I'm hoping that he's not able to hear. Okay, no one please don't tell anyone. I was kind of, we were having a laugh on his ability to block people. No, but guys, are you understanding this? The idea is, after that light joke, the development can commence still, but the developer needs a little bit of further information to completely scope lock this and complete the development. So development can commence, but it cannot complete. You cannot say that fully it is done. Okay, number 5, Weber, I'll come to you.
Sorry, Chirantan, maybe if you don't mind, just a small query. Like if I go with that particular perspective that, okay, at least developer can start working on this requirement. So similarly, I believe in case 3, system should have some provision for the user to be able to send message. So can we also say that, okay,
No,
at least
you can't, because what is the meaning of sending a message? What is your idea of sending a message? The developer cannot assume sending a message means a text message. Sending a message means a WhatsApp message. Sending a message means a screen block. Sending a message means send a Swift message.
Okay, now I get it. Yes, okay.
Right, so that clarity is not there. But in option 4, you have much more clarity.
Okay, yes, okay.
Right?
Yeah, thank you so much.
No problem. Yeah. So number 5, Weber, welcome to you.
Yeah. All messages and calls exchanged between 2 contacts should be encrypted. I think a business requirement.
Business requirement. Superb. Anyone feels it is stakeholder?
For me, it's functional.
Stakeholder.
We have got business, we have got stakeholder, we have got functional. All 3. Anyone non-functional?
Yeah, I think it's non-functional as it is related to encryption.
Okay. Anyone with transition requirement? Now let's break it down. All messages and calls exchanged between 2 contacts should be encrypted. Now this encryption, brilliant spot, Hetal, that it can be non-functional. Ideally, encryption comes under non-functional. We spoke about it, right? Performance, scalability, usability, data security, encryption. It comes under non-functional. It would have been functional, is completely out of the way. Okay, it can be non-functional. However, can you start developing without actually understanding what does encryption mean?
No.
How to encrypt have we specified? How to encrypt?
No, they haven't specified anything.
And
So I
what
guess
is
it
encryption?
can.
So first of all, think about this. Now think from a bank perspective. You're working for an investment bank, right? You send some encrypted data. Now the encryption, if I completely mask the counterparty name, will it actually serve anyone's purpose?
No.
If I completely mask the counterparty amount, will it solve the purpose? So something has to be visible as well. So you have to distinguish between what needs to be encrypted and what does not need to be encrypted. It is a stakeholder requirement. Not everyone will need this, but certain businesses, certain groups will need encryption. The stakeholder is correct. Who said stakeholder? Whoever said it. So yeah, don't say you have said it now. Just because we have
my hamper is gone, so obviously.
Who said stakeholder?
Yeah, I said stakeholder.
I think
Gaurav gave it.
Gaurav gave the right answer. Yes.
Gaurav, you have taken one step towards the hamper. Okay. All right. Number 6. Who do we go to? Priyanka? Should we go to you? Priyanka, is Priyanka there? Priyanka is there. Difficult one, right? Number 6.
We want to be the world's leading platform, which will make it easier for people to stay connected with each other wherever they are. I think it's a business requirement.
Superb. See, I told
me,
I should have
business as
given.
well.
Yeah. So Fitz, just for your benefit, okay. Some people here understand this word, but I will give you this word and I will tell you what is the meaning of it. There is a word. It's mostly a Hindi word. In India, you use it. We call it Gyan. Okay, I'll tell you what is the meaning of Gyan. Gyan means big stories. Long stories which doesn't hold any value. So mostly the senior people give you all Gyan, right? So they give you all stories without any actually wisdom. They will give you all wisdom, but they will actually not mean anything. So they will say, hey, Fitz, especially year end, they will give you all this. Hey, you've done a wonderful job. This is the kind of work that you have done. I mean, you have surpassed all benchmarks. Look at the kind of team members. They look at to you in awe and inspiration. You are a kind of role model. But the moment you ask him, am I getting promoted? I said, no, Fitz, sorry, your time is over. Next person, can you send the next person inside? Right? So whenever you hear such comments that we want to be the world's leading, our organization is a world-class thing, always mostly it is business requirement. Okay, so business requirement is absolutely correct, Priyanka. Full marks to you.
Thank you.
Okay.
I also said this.
Yes.
Yeah, how they
Full marks.
Full marks to you. So yeah, to you also full marks. You have taken one more step.
Yeah. Towards hamper.
A user should be able to change the background of the chat window to any image of their choice. Hetal, we'll come to you this time.
This will be the non-functional because it says the quality.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Like what quality the user wants.
Yes. Quality and hence non-functional. Okay, anyone wants to differ? Anyone wants to use a different statement here? Anyone feels differently?
I think I was just thinking for 7th one as a stakeholder requirement. Okay, the reason is that in a non-functional, we have to be very specific which background. I mean, the app would have multiple screens. So for which particular.
Yes. So in this case, Gaurav, you're correct. But here, remember, comments development. So you can use your own photograph as a developer and say that, see, I have been able to put this as a background. Now, if you want to use another photograph, give me that photograph. Or if you want to specify what are the different textures, what are the different gradient, what are the different fills, you can specify that. But you can comments development. At least you know what needs to be done. So it is non-functional. See, this requirement is taken from where? if you have ever gone to Yahoo chat room, or if you have gone to an MSN Messenger, I don't think all of you are in, would have used MSN Messenger so much. Okay, this is taken from there. Sayed, you remember MSN Messenger?
Yes, yes, of course.
Wow.
I still have got that icon there, but I don't use it.
Yeah. Okay. We are not getting into nitty-gritties why you used MSN Messenger, but we'll go to eighth one. Okay. Quickly, we'll move to it.
I don't have much to say anyway for that. Don't worry.
Okay. Okay. Number 8. Who wants to take this? Number 8.
I can go.
Yeah, Sayed. So
For
Sudeshna
me,
will come to you.
Stakeholder.
Number
For
8
me, it's
should
a
be
stakeholder.
Awesome. Let's see. Sudeshna, can you challenge Sayed on number 8? Do you really feel it is stakeholder?
No, sir, I think it's non-functional.
Wow, non-functional. Anyone wants to challenge Sudeshna?
This is stakeholder.
Okay.
I think non-functional.
Non-functional again. Okay. Stakeholder is in fact incorrect. Okay. Why it is non-functional? Again, very important. This is a classic one for quality and for scalability. Okay. The term here is scalability. So yeah, now why it is not stakeholder is because, again, this is ability of the system to work with different versions, right? So let's say Apple is coming up with one particular or Windows. So let's say Windows come up with Windows 10 or Windows 11. Now, if you are on Windows 10 and if you want to migrate into Windows 11, you should be able to seamlessly integrate and move to Windows 11, right? So that is all a question of scalability, and always scalability forms under non-functional. So Sudeshna has got. She has taken one small step of the hammer from you. Okay, Sudeshna has taken it. Some other person, Gaurav, also has taken it, I think.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We'll bring it back. Sudeshna, number 9. Which one is yours? This one will come to you. When a user sends a message.
I think it's stakeholder. Sorry, it's stakeholder. Yeah, stakeholder requirements.
Yeah, stakeholder, right? Why it is stakeholder? Sudeshna, can you specify?
Yeah, so we are not able to. The developers will not understand the requirements from this. It is not complete.
It is not. Okay. Has anyone written functional by any chance in this one?
Yes, I mean, as per me, it's 9 should be functional.
Okay. Anyone else who has written functional for number 9?
I too wrote stakeholder.
Stakeholder.
And the
Anyone has written non-functional? Yeah, sorry, Sayed. Reason why it is stakeholder?
So there is a there could be a main, from the business, it's basically broken down from the business requirement, which is that.
So this is also a requirement. This is also a requirement from WhatsApp, guys. Now tell me, it is functional or whether it is stakeholder?
So the developers will not be able to understand the the requirements which needs to be.
It's not clear that, how the user should be able to check.
Very good. How the user should be able to check, have read the message is not clear. Extremely good, right? But if this would have been specified, then it would have been functional, right? It is a very close functional. It is a very close functional, but stakeholder is correct.
Yeah.
Okay. So stakeholder is correct in this case. And last one, 10.
Transition.
Transition. This one is very simple, right? Transition. This is temporary one. Transition one. Okay. So
1, 2, 3,
how many?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8 correct. Superb. Sayed. Sandeep,
got 8 correct.
Sayed has got 8 correct.
Well done, Sayed. So where is the party tonight?
Where's my hamper?
Hamper will come at the end when you win.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Let's
guys,
find
now
out from other colleagues.
right now very important,
Maybe
guys.
Gaurav has taken over the lead.
No, Gaurav is in close running, but what we have to do is we have to now move to a case study for today. We'll see how you're doing, how you're bonding. All right, then we'll
Yes,
come
yes,
back.
of course.
Okay, so then
See
for
if
that,
still a team player or not.
yeah, exactly. So for that, what we will do is we will go to the Trello board, and in the Trello board, where we will go is the second swim lane. So I'm just showing my screen now. Just guys, give me one moment. I'm showing the screen now. And on the screen, you have to go here. See, you have to go to the second swim lane. Sorry, not second one, the third one. Sorry. On the third one, if you open this, you see day 2 voice of employees. It's a case study, day 2 voice of employees. That's opening up. Voice of employees is opening up. And when it opens up, we are going to do that. Okay. So downloaded it. Now it's opening up. We'll put it on the group chat as well. And we will give you half an hour to solve. Great. Skybird. Wow. We are going to Skybird today.
I've done up till question 5. So if you show me from number 6, please. Chiran. Oh, wait. So 5 option for number 5 of user story. Right, do this.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go down, please.
Okay. So these are the options for question number 7 and then 8.
Yeah.
And then 9.
Yep, number 9, please.
7, 8, then number 9 and 10 and
Option
11.
for number 9.
Yeah, 9, 10, 11 all are available now, right? On this page.
Yeah.
9, 10, 11 all will be available now. See.
Yep. So let's go down, please. Yeah.
Now that is question number 11 continuing, then 12 and 13.
This is question 2 of 2. What is this? I think it's okay. It's a part of that previous one.
Yeah.
Let's do 13, please.
Okay. All right.
Oh, just wait.
Question number 15 is the one which is the decider between these two teams.
Yeah.
Yesterday, Gaurav's team has won. Okay, so he will.
Let's go to number 15.
Yeah, number 15 is this.
So are you guys ready for the challenge?
Yes.
Let's go down. Chirantan, is there anything else?
Yeah, nothing else.
Oh, brilliant. So it's all on the chat, guys.
It's all on the chat. Half an hour. We'll have
Breakout
to
room.
move it to that.
Okay. So okay.
Okay, should we meet in half an hour once the breakout rooms open up? By the way, there is one catch. The captains from yesterday cannot be repeated. The people who have already played the role of a captain cannot play the role of a captain again. So yeah,
Yes,
this is
okay. So
wonderful time.
we are a good team. So
anybody not
we-
assigned to any room yet? So how would you know?
No, it hasn't opened up.
oh,
Okay,
yeah, we're in the
so-
main room itself. Oh, no, yeah, I've just got a request for room 3.
Yeah, it's a little slow. Zoom is a little slow.
Yeah, so I'll give you 30 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
Let's
We'll do a quick screen share. Who are your captains today?
Sayed
So
ji.
from
And
team
Priyanka.
2, it's Syed ji.
Hetal.
Team 1. Hetal, you can't be a captain
No,
twice.
no, it's Priyanka.
No,
So,
I'm
but,
not.
yeah, it's
Priyanka,
Priyanka will be
yes.
supporting our
No,
our
Yeah.
captain.
No,
That's
Priyanka
right.
Definitely
versus
support.
Priyanka versus Sayed ji.
Yeah.
Priyanka versus Sayed ji is no battle. Sayed ji, you cannot battle with Priyanka, right? You have to give it up. You give the hamper to her, first of all.
I've already told you that my problem was severe, got severe. So I mean, all hands up now. You know, I stuck on the last question number 11, and we're still trying to figure out the impact.
Okay, we'll see how difficult this is. Okay. Okay, we'll see what are the problems with Skybird. Okay, they they want to move to the SAP success factors, right? All right. So
That's
what is the
correct, yeah.
business need in one line? Said by first we'll come to you, then we'll come to Priyanka. Business need in one line.
Because
Yeah, yeah.
Gaurav, you have got all the the answers on that, so I didn't. If you can just send me on through my just send me on my WhatsApp
Solution
maybe.
in one line is the solution is required to improve the system performance.
Solution is required to improve the solution. Solution is
Solution,
required
yeah.
to improve. Okay. 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 Fair enough. Okay. What else? Is that the
Gaurav,
only
otherwise-
one line solution? What do
The
you
one
think,
line,
Gaurav?
yeah.
Gaurav, Priyanka, anything else?
Yeah, I think I just messaged you, Priyanka, so you would like to. So, okay, so business need over here is we have to scale up. I mean, have a system in place which can support more than 1,000 employees.
1,000 employees.
Yeah, because I mean, they have the system in place.
Okay.
Okay, but which is capable of just handling 1,000 employees or stakeholders. Okay, so the business need is that they need to have a system in place which can obviously support their current strength, which is like 50K employees. So that is the business like need.
You guys are giving me tall stories. Okay, tall stories. one sentence. You have to give us in one sentence.
I gave you one sentence, didn't I?
No, but your one sentence is not correct. Yeah.
Sorry, I mean,
Then
Sayed, if you can just repeat. I mean, I missed what you had said.
It was a very short and succinct. Basically, it covers pretty much everything in just a few words. Not even one line is even not fully completed. So my answer was solution is required to improve the system performance.
Solution is required to improve the no. That's not the business need.
Okay, let's hear out from your then.
So see, guys, remember when you're looking at this business problem and in the question, in the actual examination, there will be multiple questions like these. Remember one thing as a golden truth, always pay attention to the last para, especially the last few sentences will always have something important, always. Okay, whenever your manager is discussing your year-end appraisals, the last few sentences that he mentions is the crux. What he starts off with is absolute gyan and stories. what he says towards the end is what is important. There is one solution which has to integrate with SAP Ledger, and we are looking for a one-stop solution that can integrate HRMS, information management system, and sales administration, and be scalable to support at least more than 1000 users. Very important. Okay, see, the last part and this part has to be stitched together. There has to be a solution said by you are nearly there, but it has to integrate with SAP Ledger, and it has to be a one-stop solution. That's the most important thing. It has to be a one-stop solution integrating what? HRMS, information management, and sales administration, and needs to definitely have more than support for more than 1K, right? So more than one theme, that's where it was having performance issues. That's the business need in one sentence. Now, target future state in 1 or 2 lines. What will be the target future state? Let's go to Priyanka.
I don't have it. That you didn't send it to me.
Okay, Gaurav. Let's
yeah.
Let's use
Okay,
it up.
so
No
the
problem. You
sorry,
kind of cover it up, Gaurav. What is the target?
the
future
target
state?
future state? Okay, I mean, we need a system in place, so which can potentially resolve this issue and can support more than 50K employees, and can be a one-stop solution. Like, so that is something wherein we would like to head ahead.
Okay. Anything else? Are you sure that is the future state? Is the future state only about a system? Guys, you have to operate now that you're with us or for almost 2 days now, and you're thinking like a BA. Yes, please, Sayed.
You're leaving me out. You're not hearing me.
Please, sorry.
So, my team, me and my team are pretty down now because you did not give us opportunity to.
Please, this is your opportunity.
Our answer. I'm sure it will be incorrect, but at least
Yes.
Let's see. So the target future state is to be one of the top 5 global companies by market share by 2025.
Sandeep, please note it down. Again, one step is gone closer to the hamper.
Oh,
okay, this guy is not leaving the hamper in any way.
That's why he is like.
This time we have done it in collaboration with my team members.
Yes, really nice. See, this part is it, right? This part is the key part. When you are looking at the target future state, strategic vision wants to be known as the top 5 global companies for staffing and consulting services by sales by market share by 2025 is the future state. Right? So that's what Sayed said. Excellent. So explain the current state in 1 or 2 lines. Gaurav, Priyanka.
Yeah, sorry, on that question to just need a clarification. It's a vision to be one of the top 5 global companies, but the future target state, I think I was correlating it more as a mission. That's the reason
I said the same thing. Remember, Gaurav? I said the same thing, and then you said it's a vision or mission or whatsoever. I said the same thing. The 5 top global companies.
No, so I'll always remember future state. Whenever they say, they want to know as per the boundaries of this. Now, this is a case study, right, Gaurav? At this point of time, you are limited by the boundaries of this case study. You cannot go by vision and mission. As per the case study boundary, it has only given you one future state. And the future state is to be this in red. Okay. Had it been a full-blown, business problem statement with all the financials, mission statement, vision statement, then your answer is right. That at that point of time, you have to go to mission statement, right? But as of now, this is the one. Okay, explain the current state in 1 or 2 lines. Who can answer this?
So the should I go first?
Yeah.
Okay, so the current state is like, okay. that the company has more than 50K like employees, and they are like basically they have 3 integrated platforms which is basically having issues of data quality regression failures, and due to which it is leading to data loss as well as the potential revenue loss. So that is the current state of the company.
Perfect. Anyone from Sayyad's team? Anything further? I think that is correct.
Pretty
right?
much same, but little bit less words. Our one was three inefficient systems who does not have scalability capacity, which is causing revenue losses.
Yes, perfect. Excellent. That is even more succinct. So that is really nice. Now, Sayyad, number 4, I will come to you first. Number 4.
Okay.
Where are Swati and Sudeshna?
I think they're there.
Yeah. Like we are
there,
here.
but the captains are talking.
Okay. Sudeshna, don't sleep yet.
So we decided for answer number 3, which is pre-qualified, because we thought that there's a technical aspect involved in this GUI design. So we want people who are qualified to do this job.
Excellent. So pre-qualified is a very, very important word for focus group. Whenever you talk about focus group, your audience has to be pre-qualified. Okay. So full marks to Sayyad and team. Pre-qualified is the right answer. Okay. Number 5. We will just go one alternatively. Okay.
Yes.
Gaurav, Priyanka.
Number 5. User story.
User story. Excellent. Superb. Sayyad, you agree? Disagree? Agree, right?
No, we went for use case scenarios.
Okay.
So, third one.
Oh, use case scenario.
Yeah.
No, so in this one, we are saying that requirements broken down into smaller details.
Yeah.
Which particular item will have the least amount of details?
Yeah.
Least amount of details regarding the requirements will always be the user story. Okay.
Perfect. Yes.
So
yes.
user story is the right answer. Okay. Number 6, Sayyad.
Number 6 is we agreed on transition requirement.
Data conversion. Data conversion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Transition.
So we basically agreed on transition, but our team agreed, right?
Okay. Gaurav, Priyanka, anything else from your side?
I mean, honestly, we thought on the first option, that non-functional requirement.
You might be right then.
They are right. They are taking away the hamper again. So
yes,
yeah,
hamper gone. Hamper gone, man.
Once
hamper
it comes
gone.
to you, once it goes out from your hand, okay, it's like fluid. Okay, number 7, you have the chance to get it back now. So yeah.
We went for reviews.
Yeah.
Reviews, okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, same at our end.
Same reviews, yeah.
Reviews, right? Which technique would you help to facilitate obtaining approval of the completed artifacts? Whenever, remember this will come in an exam. This is an exam question. Whenever you are bringing different stakeholder groups to one meeting, it is always requirements workshop. Workshop is the one-word answer. Only if you are doing conflict mitigation and all those things, it is focus group. So always it is requirements workshop is the right one.
Okay.
This is not correct. All right, this is not correct. So we will move forward. Okay, number 8, Sayyad.
Yeah, this one is again we were hanging in space,
Hmm.
but eventually we agreed on ethics and trustworthiness.
Yeah, we did the same. Yeah, ethics and
trustworthiness. Perfect. That is the right one.
right. Okay.
That is the right
So good.
Excellent. Number 9, Gaurav, coming to you.
Option 9, I think we had multiple answers to that. Maybe option C, but we agreed upon on option C. Legal
What is
and
the question?
regulatory.
Who has the authority to approve requirements and when to expect approval? Which of the following tools would be helpful to you?
But personally, if you ask me, I was just thinking on option B, but we as a team, we thought option C. Because I mean, we need, I mean, as per my understanding, in governance approach document, we might be having like roles and responsibility, who would be providing the sign of all those details mentioned. I mean, this was just my understanding.
But you have chosen legal and regulatory information, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. What about Syed? Syed, what have you chosen?
We had two answers. Number A, organizational modeling, and number D, stakeholder engagement approach.
You please give the Syed, you give the hamper away. This time you make up your mind, all right? Because hamper is not coming to you. Governance approach is the right answer.
Is the right.
Oh.
Okay.
So in fact, we had that answer as well.
Did you add another option there? I'm not inquisitive. Instead of, you answered only 4, right? You saw only 4 options. You have added your 5th.
No, we did not answer number C.
Okay. Number 10.
B and C. Yeah.
Gaurav, number 10.
Number 10, option B.
Note. Household solution options that offer potential capabilities above and beyond those identified in the original business case be handled. Option B ignored.
Our team decided for number D because this is an important document.
Yeah.
This will be an important document. Which should basically stored and keep for future reference as well.
So the answer is D is the second step. Sayed, you are very close to this.
It should be option C.
Option C is absolutely right.
Yeah.
Option C is the right answer. Okay. And
because even if it is not useful, we should keep it immediately not useful. It can be used in the future. This thing.
Correct. Yeah.
Exactly. Hetal, you have one step towards the answer. Okay. Number 11. Yeah.
Number 11 is my turn. Number C, reading complaints from users.
Okay.
I mean, our team, we agree upon option A, conduct focus groups.
Now, tell me one thing. The focus groups are sent to how many people? Is it sent to all users? Will you get feedback from most users?
Honestly, I don't know about that, but the purpose was that
answer for this one is this one. Utilize a survey or questionnaire. If you are hearing that there are problems, there are issues, you have to send a survey to everyone and try to get the maximum responses from people. Right. And then you try to read through that survey that where are the problems, is the category of issue common? Are there common identified root causes? Shweta, you're okay? You're following?
Yeah. Am I audible?
You're audible. Now you are
finally
audible.
Shweta, your mic is working.
Yeah. Okay, Gaurav, 11
option C. Option C.
You're saying option C. Syed, question
number
2 of
3.
11.
Number B.
Hindsight being, what is the biggest lesson learned from this?
She should have gotten more users involved in user acceptance testing.
Which one do you think who's correct?
According to me, option B is not correct because you never anticipate anything. If you have provided the solution what they want, you cannot anticipate how many users need to be you need over there. There are a limited number of users that are required to have a UAT sign off. Correct.
So you have already stated it, Hetal. If you have already stated it, we have to go by yourself. So B we have removed. C is the right answer. Okay. So C is the right answer. Sayed bhai, you have taken one back step towards hamper. Okay, you are not getting it. Number 12. Yes, Gaurav. Number 12.
Option D. The last one. Yes.
Okay. Anyone else?
I feel it can be. I'm confused between B and
Which one?
B,
A, B,
Bombay.
C, D, Bombay or Delhi?
Bombay, Bombay.
Okay, which one will you go with? Bombay or Delhi? Which one finally?
She's from Bombay, so she'll obviously go with B.
What does your heart tell you?
I also feel it can be option BA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But whether it's appropriate to reoccur and whether the organization can absorb the. I think it's B only.
B.
In a very light-hearted way. When two ladies are agreeing to a solution, there cannot be a third option. Okay, B is correct.
That happens rarely though.
I know. That's why I said light-hearted manner. Okay, I don't want the ladies to quarrel, but okay, 13. 13, Sayed, you are getting lost among these ladies. Where are you? Number 30.
I am lost.
It's a women power. Women empowering this group.
Number 13. What is your answer?
Yeah, I forgot which one I have.
Okay, someone
Which one
please help Sayed from his team.
The V.
You interrupt the meeting calling for a brainstorming session.
Okay. Sudeshna, what do you think? You're in Sayed's team, right? Which option would you go with? Sudeshna?
Yeah, I'm telling.
Come on, help Sayed, help your teammate.
I would go. I mean, we
D,
would have gone for the
D focus meeting.
Yeah, Sayed, which one will you go with?
I would have gone for C.
You didn't agree with any of the ladies, Sayed bhai, and again you're wrong. Okay, so you have to agree with one of them. So D is the right answer, Sudeshna. Good stuff.
Okay.
Because you're going to stop them. Ask for a focus group. See, Beba, what you will do is conflict remediation. In conflict remediation, in a focus group, you're going to speak individually to them. Then invite all of them, saying that this is what we have discussed. Let's come and agree. If anyone wants to disagree, let's have that opportunity. So focus group is right. Now 14. We won't discuss 15 by the way today. Only till 14.
We had thought of interface analysis.
Interface analysis, okay. Anyone else?
No, I mean, even we feel the same.
This is a difficult one. After batch processing a few input files, we still cannot solve this, right? There is something that is going wrong.
I would have gone for number D, which is observation.
Beautiful. This one I have to put in pink because after a long time you have answered the correct option.
Long time.
That's why we have that's why we have put it in pink. All right. So
That was also team effort.
Yes, that is also team effort. This is amazing. And then we have come to today's conclusion. Now, if you realize, we have completed the first topic or the first knowledge area for strategy analysis through these case studies. What we will come back when we do come back meet on next Saturday. The moment you come back, we will give you some slides to refer today. So yesterday's was 18 to 59. Today's one is 60 to 100. For next Saturday, please can you put it down on the chat also? 60 to 100. Okay. 60 to 100, and people who haven't done 18 to 59, they have to look at first 18 to 100. All right. And then something more that we want to do. Now we want to create 3 groups. And this one, Sandeep, I will request you if you can put it on the WhatsApp group. What is the homework that we have? So this time we want a slightly different, kind of setting. We will put Sayed Bhai with Priyanka and Hetal, so that he only has 2 ladies to agree or disagree with. Okay, that is one group. Okay, Hetal, Priyanka and Syed are in one group. Can we put Fids, Vaibhav and Shweta in another group? Fids, Vaibhav and Shweta. Fids, Vaibhav and Shweta are in group 2. And then can we put Swati, Gaurav and Sudeshna?
Fitz. Who's the next one?
Fids, Vaibhav and Shweta in group 2. Fids, Vaibhav and Shweta in group 2.
Okay.
Okay. And then we put Gaurav, we put Swati, and we put Sudeshna. Gaurav, Swati, and Sudeshna in group 3.
Okay.
Now, this is the homework. Okay. You have some techniques to answer. About the techniques, we want 3 things. One is usage of the technique. Second is 2 advantages. And third is 2 disadvantages. So we will give you the techniques in group 1, group 2, and group 3. The idea is to prepare a small presentation with what is the usage, what are 2 advantages, and what are 2 disadvantages of these techniques. All right. So group 1 has got business capability analysis. Okay, I'm just putting in group 1. Business capability analysis. Then the second one is focus group. And the third one is brainstorming. Okay, these are the 3 techniques. This is for group 1. Group 2 I'm mentioning. Okay, group 2. Group 2 is business model canvas, guys. Business model canvas. Then you have business rules analysis. Group 2, business rules analysis. And third one is requirements workshop. This is for group 2. And group 3, you have, there are again 3 techniques. This one is observation. Okay, observation is going to be the first technique. Then you have SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis is one more technique that you have for group 3. And then the third one can be lean canvas. That's it. So what you have to do is in this week meets anytime next week, and just before Saturday, you have to just as a group present these 3 techniques. Now all 3 of you can work together as one group, or you can break it down individually, one technique each. However you want to do it, you do it. You can collaborate on WhatsApp group, but the idea is you have to do this and read the presentation from 60 to 100. That's it. That's amazing. This person is contributing.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Hello.
That is so cute.
And this one is Poppy.
That is okay. So that is Ruby.
That is Ruby.
And the other one is Poppy.
Ruby and Poppy.
Oh, wow.
But
Nice.
nice to see.
Brilliant, man.
And those are the 2 kids of Sandeep,
Kids.
Dhanvi
Yeah.
and Vidansh.
Hello.
Sandeep, you have become Superman today.
I am.
I think just after the lunch.
I've been Superman. You haven't noticed since morning. Okay, go outside.
Okay, so that is amazing. Any other
him in the
feedback
garden.
from someone?
Just one question. This needs to be on a PowerPoint, or it's a Word document is fine?
Nothing is anything. Word document, Excel sheet, pen and paper. You just have to come and talk. It need not be on PowerPoint. You don't have to do anything. Elaborate.
Perfect. Okay.
Chirantan, actually, I have a question. So while we were discussing on some topic, I heard somewhere like workflow. Okay, so I just wanted to understand the difference between what is workflow and what is data flow.
Don't worry. I think Shweta, you asked that question on the chat, or Shweta asked it?
I have asked it.
You have asked it.
Swati.
We are going to do it next weekend. We are going to not only answer your question, we are going to do it on the tool.
Okay, sure.
Okay, and then we are also going to, guys, give you a list of software which you can download on your computer. So it is there on Trello board. Okay, let me just show you where it is on Trello board, or we can actually give you the path after this class of where which card it is. And if you don't have it, we will also put it on the WhatsApp. That what are the 3 or 4 softwares that you need to do for next weekend. We are going to do some softwares next weekend. Hands-on. Okay, we're going to do some hands-on exercises. Okay.
Sure.
All right. So if we don't speak to you in the next week anytime, let's meet on Saturday. Happy studying, happy working. Don't forget there is work to be done on the weekdays.
Yes, of course. Thank you. It was really good to have this interactive session, and thanks to all the participants as well. So it was good. Looking forward for next week.
Thank you. We are really looking forward to meeting you all as well.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay,
over here. Have a great day ahead.
Everyone have a nice weekend.
Bye.
Thank you.
Take
Bye.
care.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Catch you up later, Hetal and Priyanka.
Yes,
for
Yeah.
our
yes.
technique.
See you. Bye. Bye, Said.
Yeah. Bye, sir.
Bye, Hetal. Bye.
Bye,
See you.
Priyanka.
Bye.
See you,
Bye.
Sandeep. Bye. Bye, Vaibhav.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.